Welcome to my deaf family. One of my favorite places I've worked to. Now in my tribe, description. I'm part of a group of people with abilities who work together, make sure everybody same opportunities. I want to create a more inclusive and acceptable world for you, and you.
Come on, man. Like, come on.
All right. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to another episode of the M.O.B Podcast. Let me go ahead and switch the camera. There we go. Still getting ting situated. But anyway, yeah. So welcome to episode 8 of the M.O.B Podcast. Happy Juneteenth, everybody.
Happy Juneteenth.
Yeah, happy Juneteenth.
An official federal holiday.
The first federally recognized Jubilee Day. And we have lived long enough to see that become a reality. I think that's pretty fucking dope.
It is.
That's me. So,
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
As you know, it's your boy DK, a.k.a. Mr. Black Sheep, a.k.a. that nigga Dak. And I'm always here with the homies Jake and Dallas. And we have a returning guest in Indra of GERD Clothing. How's it going, Indra? How you doing?
I'm doing good. You guys?
Doing fantastic. All right, so let's do this. 1 second. Okay, cool. All right, y'all. So you know how it is. We sit here, we shoot the shit, talk about some things that matter, talk about some things that don't sometimes. It really depends. We got a special episode lined up for you guys though. Because, you know, it's fucking Juneteenth. It's Jubilee Day. We kind of want to like come hard, but we also want to come respectfully too, you know? So, but before we get into anything crazy or anything like that, you know, I always ask, how's everybody's week? So, Jake, how's your week been, brother?
Man, keeping on the grind. You know, nothing gets bad, but things keep moving, you know? We're out here staying positive, making things happen.
For sure. Dallas, what about you, brother?
Oh man, you know I ain't never got no complaints, man. You know everything's everything. You know what I'm saying?
Everything's everything. That's what's up.
Hell yeah.
And then Miss Indra, how's your week been?
Been good. A lot going on. A lot of people graduating, and now I'm able to just relax for a little bit.
That's what's up. That is what's up. You know, as far as me, my week's been. Oh, first off, I see Nayron and Tristan J. Landers coming through. What's going on, y'all? Appreciate y'all coming through, checking out the stream. I see a couple of other people checking out the stream too, so I appreciate y'all, everybody who's coming from the jump. I appreciate that. So yeah. As far as my week goes, you know, in all honesty, man, the week's been iffy. You know, why has the week been iffy, DK? The week has been iffy because, in all honesty, like I feel like I've been dealing with issues with like maintaining motivation. If y'all can understand what I mean by that. Yeah. Maintaining motivation, man. I feel like sometimes you try to do shit or you try to get shit popping, or you're just trying to do like a project or maybe work out, you know, better your health. But it's like there never feels like there's enough hours in the day to really like accomplish everything you want to accomplish. So it's like when you do a whole bunch of different things, it feels like you're just constantly working, you know, and that kind of like just
Right.
brings down like
Yeah.
the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not terrible or nothing, but just sometimes I'd be like, yo,
Well,
like I kind of just want to fucking
are you
do
on
nothing
your
and just sit
list of
down.
priorities, bro? What's are you prioritizing what makes you happy, number one?
What am
You
I
know, or are you
prioritizing? What makes me
are you
happy? I'm trying to,
yeah,
as of right now, what will make me happy? This is gonna sound fucked up, but what will make me happy is more money. That's what will make me happy as of right now. And
yeah,
until I get more money,
Understandable.
yeah, until I get more money,
Understandable.
I'm on this like hustler's mentality where I constantly have to. I didn't even record the damn video. Oh well, where I constantly have to, you know, like do shit, and I'm trying to get shit like going, and then things aren't
yeah,
necessarily going as fast as I want them to. They're not progressing at the rate that I want them to progress. So sometimes
yeah.
I just be thinking to myself like, yo, like how much longer is this gonna take? You know,
Right.
how much
That's
more time must I invest into something before I start seeing a return in my investment? You know,
that's the
so
grind, though, man. You know, I mean,
That's
I feel you.
facts.
Don't ever lose the hustler's mentality, but at the same time, don't let it burn you out. You feel me? Cause man, speaking from someone who just recently like went through like a case of like burnout, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
burnout can definitely like, you know what I'm saying, affect you. So
Impact.
Bro, the shit's
keep
real. Like
keep
what I've noticed, what
keep
I've had to do in
hustling.
my
Just
life
don't
is
burn yourself out.
Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday, work hard, you know, and then come the weekend, you play hard.
Yeah,
And
I
then
mean,
that's how I keep my personal balance, you know?
mm,
relaxation is just as important and just as important as like making money and working. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
if you're all work no play, that's gonna obviously you're
yeah,
willing to sacrifice certain things. You know what I'm saying? But like
Right.
man, you gotta set some time apart for yourself. As much as you love anime, imagine if you just like didn't watch anime anymore. Imagine
mm-hmm,
how like your outlet would just be like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? So make sure you take care of your outlets, bro.
Hey, self-care is important.
right.
Self-care is important, you know?
But
No, yeah, no, I understand. I understand completely what you guys are saying. You know, just it's one of those things, man. It's just you can't help but feel that way sometimes. You
Yeah.
know, it's just
Yeah.
like I
There's
know
nothing
for
you
my
can do
fact
about that.
Rome wasn't built in a day, right? I know Rome wasn't built in a
yeah,
day. I know that shit takes time, for things to like pull through or whatnot. But it's just like I be like and it's also hard to like when you see other people around you who may be like on the not necessarily the same level, but they're the same like age as you or something like that, or maybe even younger, and they're just getting more success or more like they've had this ability to just do all this shit that you want to do, and you start thinking, then you
Yep.
start putting like your life into perspective and shit. I know I'm
yeah,
young, so to speak. I'm like, but I be thinking to myself like,
definitely
yo, I'm
been there.
26. Like this motherfucker 21, and he doing all this bullshit, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to like that's not me hating or nothing like that, but that's just me thinking to myself like yo, I gotta if this 21-year-old is beating me when it comes to this life shit, what the fuck, Like I just be thinking to myself like yo, what do we need to do to
Amen.
to
Amen.
get to
Just
that
just
point?
so just to put it into perspective though, just to put it into perspective.
That's
More
tough.
than likely these youngins are already coming from money. You know what I
That's
mean?
True.
that's
More
tough.
than likely they're already coming from money.
I
And
mean, bro,
40% of Americans uh come from inheritance. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
mm,
So like don't
your
get
journey is
discouraged
your
when you
journey,
see
though, bro.
yeah, don't get discouraged when you see someone young. None of us came from shit, and
facts.
we already doing all right,
It's
you know?
it's
We
easy to
already
be
doing
like,
all right.
it's easy to say like, oh man, Oprah didn't get rich till this time, and this person didn't get rich till this time, but it ain't about everybody else, man. It's all about, what I'm saying.
Right.
And my hustle's about me. You know what I
Facts.
mean?
The end of the day, as long as I
You know what I'm
do what
saying?
I want to
So.
do, then I'm content.
You know what I mean? Everyone else can do, they can have their life. They can live their life. You can have your bread. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna,
Facts.
it is what
Mm-hmm.
it is. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I got mine coming. I'm not really stressing on it. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
used to
fuck it. I'm
try,
gonna eat a hot dog today.
like as a person, like I was always super hard on myself. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
like, it wasn't even the fact that somebody else had it. It was just the fact that I didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? And that got to a point where I was like,
Big
hey,
facts.
man, I don't even I want this. I need this, right? And it got to a point to where like it was motivating me, but it also at the same time was like putting me in a very like borderline spot. You know what I'm saying? Where it was
Well,
Like an
it can be
obsession,
motivating. Yeah.
like an obsession to try to
yeah,
get to that point where you see other people at.
yeah,
And that's
That's kind of how Kevin Hart is. If you kind of study and read between the lines and like how he works and like how he talks and whatnot, like
hmm
he sees what other people has and he's like, if I want it, then I get it. And then he just commits fully to that. And I mean, at one point he was the top payest dude in the whole country.
Yeah,
So
one of
like
the highest earning
it,
guys in the whole country. Yeah.
right.
You know. So man, it's just
hmm
this. You gotta find that balance, man. Keep hustling. Don't ever stop hustling. But
And the hustle will
Right.
never
Respect
stop.
your elders.
And I appreciate that. The hustle will never stop. It's just one of them things where
came from.
at some point, sometimes it's just like,
Yeah.
all right, it's just like it's the
Yep.
grind. The grind is the grind for a reason.
For a
just-
reason.
Embrace the suck.
embrace the suck.
There's a beginning, middle, and end.
repetitiveness. But
The grind
that's just
is
how my
indeed
my
the
week's
grind.
been. It hasn't necessarily been negative. It's just been I've been putting a lot of things into perspective and thinking about a lot of like personal endeavors and personal issues. And another thing I want to bring up, man, for any of you people who work in an office setting or you work in a place where you have a shared bathroom and you're all supposed to be older than me and grown, all right? Learn how to use the fucking bathroom, bro. Like, dead ass. Learn how to use the bathroom. I don't understand.
The women's bathroom is more disgusting than the men's bathroom
I don't
Yes,
sometimes,
it is.
and it's
understand.
very
Yes,
bad.
it is. Not
Man.
sometimes,
Bruh,
all the time.
Yeah, I'm like,
bruh,
y'all are nasty. I don't want
Y'all
to see
can't
what you do
convince
in your
me.
real life.
Like,
Mhm.
I've been having this issue where I want to go and I want to use the bathroom, right? And I'm like, shit, I gotta use the bathroom, go to the toilet.
That's
We grown.
crazy.
This ain't like elementary school where you're scared to go to the restroom because you don't want nobody joking on you for taking the shit. Like, nah, I gotta take a shit. I gotta use the restroom. You know what I'm saying? So I go to the restroom and I hop in the stall.
I gotta make boo boo.
Yo,
This
I go to
man
the
was
stall
wrong.
and I'm like, yo, what's going on, bruh? It be
This
just
man
mad
was
like
wrong.
like niggas be pissing on the toilet, fucking shit still left in the toilet. And I'm like, yo, you're all older than me. I'm the youngest person at my job. I'm 26.
Man.
What the fuck is wrong with
That's
y'all? Learn how to
disgusting.
wipe your ass, man. Like that should be pissing me off. It got so bad that the custodian she had to make a sign. Like that's how you know
Whoa.
how bad it is. She had to make a sign that said, for other people's courtesy, please make sure you don't leave any residue. It was a politically correct way of saying stop pissing on the toilet seat and not wiping it up and not doing whatever. And that's why
And
I normally
flushed.
when I have to use the restroom, I always come through and I'll get some paper towels, put some soap on that shit. Before my cheeks touch that seat, I gotta make sure that shit's sanitized. That's just how I feel about it. And the more you see these people, the more you see these people and how they use the restroom, and I'm thinking to myself, yo, if this is how you treat a public restroom, imagine your own personal restroom where you don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ugh.
Now,
motherfuckers
see,
are
but
nasty,
that's
bro.
the thing. That's why
think
they're
it's the
treating it that way
opposite?
because they don't care. Yeah, I think it's the opposite.
I
Like
think it's
that's
the
why they
opposite.
be doing that. I don't have to clean this up.
I don't
I
have
don't
to
give
clean
a
this
shit.
shit up.
I don't gotta. It ain't my job. It ain't my. But it's like, bro, like there's at least 8 other people in this office. That means there's 7 other asses that gotta touch that toilet seat. And so
Man.
you're telling me you just want to be disrespectful, no common decency. They're anti-mask, aren't they? I'm gonna make it
I think-
political. Fuck
I
it.
think that's more disrespectful to the people that gotta clean it up than the other people. who gotta
Exactly.
come behind
That's
it.
super
It is.
disrespectful to
It
them.
You know what I'm
is.
Like to literally be like, oh, all right, well, I'm gonna just leave this place filthy because I don't have to like pick it up. Or I
Mhm.
don't have to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's trash. You know what I'm saying? So,
Same type of people that litter. Like
shout out to
I don't gotta clean
sanitation
it up.
crews.
Yo, shout out to Chubby Sensei and Matthew for coming through and supporting the stream. I appreciate y'all, man.
Hey,
Appreciate y'all coming through.
coming through.
You know what though?
Yeah.
While you guys are talking, I'm sorry, I was
No, go ahead. No, go
doing
ahead.
business.
Little
But you guys are
side.
talking about the subject. I work in construction, so it's
Mhm.
literally like
Oh.
they use porta johns. We don't use like
Honey.
Yeah. So I literally have to be like, look, I need a woman's one. And sometimes with some companies, they'll be like, okay, we'll get you one. And I'm like, that's fine. And like more people start coming, more, if you get more females, they're supposed to give you another one or something. But that's up to the discretion. But it's like, literally, I will go. They know, like, I like being the only female on the job site because I'm the only female that uses the female porta john, and I don't do. Look, I don't share, and I tell them in that. And if I catch them walking in mine, I'm the first person to be like, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
Do you see women's? You got 10 of them out there. Why are you using mine? I don't care if it's close. You shouldn't have held your pee that long because those men on that site, on any site in construction, those porta johns are so bad you can smell them from
Oh yeah,
miles away. And I'm literally like,
bro. When you're yep.
done. I'm like, and it's hot. When it gets hot, it's bad. I literally was like, I literally screamed one time. I walked past them and they were like, what the hell's going on? I was like, that's ridiculous.
Yo, what's going on, Nate Fox? What's going on? Everybody say what's up to Nate Fox on Twitch. Coming back
Hey,
again.
What's up, Nate?
Appreciate you, Nate Fox.
Coming
Hey,
back.
man, we still working on the chat box for so you guys can see people talking or whatnot. I just haven't had some time. Again, it's been a long week. It's been a long and busy week. But today I'm gonna make sure that I go through and I update everything and make sure that there's a chat box for next time. I promise. All right. So again, yeah, appreciate you coming through, Nate Fox, and supporting us on Twitch, man. We trying to make a foothold, so I appreciate it. All right, so guys, it's Juneteenth, man. First federally recognized Juneteenth. How we feeling about that?
You know what? I've
Uh-oh.
been celebrating Juneteenth for years.
Okay.
So I've been going to Oakland.
Mm.
When I lived in California, we used to go to, my mom used to take us to Oakland, and we go, man, that celebration. Look, it was so fun, and just being amongst people who are just happy to be Black and just love being Black and celebrating who we are and the things that we've gone through, the good and the bad as far as what we've come across and what we have overcome, and giving the optimism to the future. It was just, it's always a good celebration every time you go to Juneteenth. That's like, Oakland has been doing that for a long time. And like now that it's a federally, recognized holiday, which it should have been a long time ago. But it's good. I wonder what it's like right now in Oakland. Like that's like now it's federally recognized. They're turning up at that park. That park was crazy. I was like, okay, I think we're gonna have a lot of stuff going on here. But nobody argued, nobody fought, nobody did nothing crazy.
Better not.
Everybody just enjoyed each other. It was I was scared. I was like, look, this is all of Oakland up in here. I love my Oakland people, but nobody did anything. It was fun. It was like intriguing to see just the love. And what was funny was afterwards, around the same time, we went. San Francisco was having like a multicultural parade, and they had it was a Puerto Rican festival. So we went up there. We drove up there the last time we went, and went to the Puerto Rican festival, and that was fun too. We just stayed there the rest of the day, and it was just like being around all the melanin. I loved it. I really wish I could go back. I love melanin.
Man, it's low key the opposite.
No, dude, that sounds fun as hell.
People always act the fool on Juneteenth. That's why you're like, what are y'all doing?
Man, speaking of which, anybody have like Juneteenth traditions? Like what is a Juneteenth tradition? So I'm gonna keep it a buck. I've only been celebrating Juneteenth for like the last, I want to say 4 or 5 years. Nothing crazy, because I just didn't necessarily know the significance of it when I was younger. Or I knew the significance, but I just didn't celebrate it like I celebrated other holidays. And then I got to a point where I was just like, yo, why the fuck am I not celebrating this shit? Like this is the day I should be celebrating the most. The holiday I should be celebrating the most out of all these other holidays. So but like when I say traditions, I mean like how like so Labor Day, or Labor Day, Memorial Day, motherfuckers go outside, hit the grill. You know what I'm saying? 4th of July, people pop fireworks. Is there any like Juneteenth traditions that you guys do?
I mean, just
no, cause I never celebrated it.
The norm, hitting the grill.
Hey, there's a reason for that. Food.
Yeah, grilling. Everybody grilling.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody grilling.
Might have a couple beverages. You dig?
Couple of beverages.
I'm gonna say it's for the answer.
Hey, what kind of
You know what I'm
Juneteenth
saying?
cocktails though? If we're gonna make some beverages, what kind of Juneteenth cocktails can we make?
Hey man,
Like
as long
what,
as I
some
mean,
some
let's
Henny
do.
and lemonade or
Let's
something,
come,
or
come
like
on, man. Let's
what we
do
about to
something
get?
more. I knew you was don't. Come on, man. Do something more creative than it.
Like,
He said I'm
Ooh,
trying to
you
make
said
the get.
something more
He said I'm
creative.
trying to.
I mean, bro, if we want to,
okay, so
make
then
Hennessy
what should
into a
it be?
cocktail,
If you're
if
gonna
we want to
tell
make
me to
Hennessy
get some
into a
more creative,
cocktail, all right, that's cool. But don't come at me with no Hennessy and lemonade. That is
Hey, that's
it's
fine.
summer. It's hot.
Oh.
What the fuck you
Hey,
mean?
man.
That's
Okay,
a
hold on.
perfect summer
okay.
drink.
Okay, hold on. Simmer down, y'all. So how about this then?
Nah,
All right, I'm
man.
gonna give everybody an opportunity, because this seems to be a very opinionated. This seems to be a very opinionated subject, right? I'm gonna give everybody the
Next week?
opportunity to tell the people your go-to Juneteenth cocktail. So we're gonna start off with Jake, and then we're gonna go with Dallas, Indra, and then I'll close it off. But Jake, what is your go? What do you think would be the perfect Juneteenth cocktail?
Right. So if we're talking about representation,
Representation.
you think about, all right, think about the culture, you think about the season, right? The environment. Just there's a couple things to consider. And I mean, honestly, I only say this because I went to Fridays a couple weeks ago and I had a mango Henny lemonade, and that shit was fire as fuck. Like, dog, I got a couple of those. That shit was so goddamn good. That shit was so fucking good.
I'm done.
But I mean, if this is something that we're gonna actually make a holiday of and celebrate it now, and people, it's a federal mandated, recognized holiday. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I've never celebrated. I never knew it was a
what's
thing.
your best?
Because
give me your best
growing
drink.
up, it was never a thing.
Give me your best drink.
My best drink. Well, I'm a beer guy. I'm a beer
Okay.
guy.
So summer ale. You want a summer ale for Juneteenth?
So maybe some sort of shandy, maybe a Radler.
I knew he was gonna go with the
I mean,
shandy.
I mean, you got plenty
Yeah,
of drinks you
shandy.
can mix with Guinness. So there's
Irish show. We need.
I'd have to
something
put
with
some more thought
roots.
into
We
it.
need something with some roots in it. Dallas. All right. While Jake.
I mean, what, Red Stripe?
Hey, hey.
Hey.
Dallas. What about you, man? What you thinking?
I'll keep it a band, bro. I unapologetically drink gin and juice still. to
Gin
this
and
day.
juice.
If you just want to go
Hey.
just like classic, you know what I'm saying? If you want to be bougie, you know what I'm saying, you could throw a little bit of cranberry splash in there and some and some soda water or something like that. You feel me? But I still all my friends hate it too. I'm like, well, we drinking Bombay. Oh, you drinking that by yourself, bro. We ain't touching
Yeah,
that gin.
I fucks with Bombay
Yeah,
and
they
OJ.
don't-
That's my shit, yo. Bombay and
saying?
OJ.
You know what I'm saying, man? I mean, man, you could do something like if you really want to keep it, do like you could do a Kool-Aid slushy and throw the liquor in there. You
I'm
know
mad
what
at you for that.
man?
I'm mad at. I'm
Hey,
not gonna say
what-
ooh.
what
I'm
you
mad at you for that.
What you mad, man? Sleep.
Yo, this nigga thought. This nigga
Kool-Aid
said.
slushy, dog.
He said,
Kool-Aid-
"Yo, what's
Bro,
the
you
blackest
ever
thing
had
to
a-
think of? Kool-Aid
Yeah, how you gonna
slushy.
get mad at me for
nigga.
saying Henny, then you bring up
Nigga.
Kool-Aid?
Nigga,
the fuck?
because obviously, nigga, not everybody likes Henny, nigga. But ain't nobody gonna at a cookout and you grilling outside.
Hey, what
nigga,
we gonna
talking
name it?
about
We gonna name it the purple
context.
drink. Is that what it is? The purple drink.
Purple stuff.
Purple stuff. All right, y'all.
You
You
saw
heard
that
it.
purple juice.
You heard it here. Purple stuff is
Purple juice.
Drink.
Man, you throw some
What you
bomb
want?
pops in that joint. You take a bunch of bomb pops and throw the Kool-Aid pop, bro. Don't sleep, bro. Don't sleep.
for sure.
Fire.
What about
Fire.
you, Indra? What do you think? What's the perfect cocktail?
Look,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know because I just like tequila. So I'll drink tequila.
Oh, let's run it.
Tequila sunrise, that's me. I'm very bougie. I won't drink any other drink. Once I find my drink, I stick to it. So
No.
yeah,
Tequila
but that's the
sunrise.
only I will have to think about it and kind of look at like other people's videos and kind of create my own little thing. But
Yeah.
that's how it kind of works.
I mean, Tipsy Bartender's probably already uploading.
He's
his
like,
video
you know,
as
he
we
already
speak,
got
You know what I
he already
mean?
got probably
You,
4
you
videos
already
ready.
know.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't have that job because I probably be drunk every day. And they were like, ma'am, can you just get a
Yeah.
real video done?
Right?
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Drink responsibly.
Yeah.
Drink
Yeah.
responsibly.
Drink responsibly,
Drink
people.
responsibly on Juneteenth.
Yeah, man. Drink responsibly, and also
Yes.
I'm gonna get ignorant.
let's make sure that we
Don't
are doing
don't
people.
drinking.
I mean, you don't necessarily have to, but let's make sure we're doing people proud on Juneteenth, yo. At least this day. Listen, there are certain days throughout the year I feel that niggas should not be acting ignorant, and this is one of them days. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, yo. This is one of them days, man. All right, just keep it low. Listen, you want to go have fun, turn up, whatever, cool. But I better not see no motherfucking World Star videos right now. If I go on World Star, I better not be seeing no Juneteenth brawl in Miami and motherfuckers is out here brawling and shit. Like, nah, that's disrespectful. All right, check yourself. For real.
Don't be out here trying to beat up white people because it's Juneteenth. We ain't
chill out. Oh man. All right. So Juneteenth though. Shit. For those of y'all who don't know, Juneteenth, right? Because I've been seeing a lot of comments and such on social media asking like, what is Juneteenth? And I get it. I mean, you do have the computer, so you can't look it up. But I get it, right? People don't necessarily understand Juneteenth or the significance of Juneteenth. So, Dallas, would you like to educate some folks on the significance of Juneteenth?
Man, Juneteenth is super important, man, because basically it was like the last day where everyone in the United States kind of recognized that slavery was over. And a lot of people have controversial thoughts about it, right? And a lot of people would be like, well, are we really free? Did we really gain our freedom? It's not like we did something, super immaculate to gain our freedom. It was basically just, here you guys can no longer be this. But it's like that was the very first step in a long road of getting to where we're at now. You know what I mean? Like we're not, and by no means is everyone saying that, that we're happy or we're content with, the state of how things may be, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's a long ways from like where we started, you know what I'm saying? And there are a lot of things that started happening after, this date in 1865? In 1865, a lot of different stuff started happening. You're talking about being able to vote, being able to read without being persecuted or beaten up, or, you know what I'm saying? Being able to read and write, being able to have a lot of different things, kind of started to happen for us. And, obviously, from there on, everyone kind of knows the story, so it's like, where we came from, man, it was tough. You know what I'm saying? Like it was tough. Like, you think about people, a work day now, you might go and work like 8.5 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. These people were working 16, almost 20-hour days at sometimes, you know what I'm saying? For free. You're talking about work. You're in hot fields and, in
what's
terrible
crazy?
conditions.
What's
so
crazy?
It's like,
motherfuckers at work, right? Because if y'all don't know, obviously, the reason why we're saying it's the first federally recognized Juneteenth is because yesterday afternoon, Joe Biden actually signed the bill. It passed through Senate and everything, but Joe Biden signed the bill, and it actually became like not yesterday, the day before yesterday. I'm sorry, but it became
it was the day before.
But it became a nationally recognized holiday, and it's crazy because where I work at, they were debating on whether or not we would get the day off Friday, and I was looking at my boss. Again, I'm the only melanated person at work. I was looking at my boss like, hey, man, like, really? You gonna make me work on Juneteenth? Like, you want to do this? You really want to do this? I don't think you want to do this. So, But my bad, man. I go ahead. You can go ahead and continue. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You good.
No, it's, what? Can I say something about that too?
Go ahead.
I wish that signing a bill to say that a holiday that we've already been celebrating for a long time is not the only thing that Joe Biden thinks is going to pacify the Black community.
Not at all.
I feel like it's a pacification or a pacifying of the Black community to stop us from talking about what the real issues are, because he jumped all the way through everything else we had a problem with that is very big. I can deal with not having our holiday be federal if they can change the fact that police are killing black men and women and children. The reform of the police and everything else that's going on with the economic difference, the economic and social, economic, that difference and that level platform. I was talking to one of my journeymen who said it's messed up that it'll be fine if everybody started on the same platform or the same start. But that's not what it is. And that recognition of that is not even like the fact that Kamala Harris sat there was like, oh, America isn't racist. It's not racist. Yes, it is. And it's specifically targeted towards black people, because not just white people. We have problems with racism with white people. We have problems with racism throughout the other races, because I feel like it's a narrative that in a lot of other countries, the first thing that they see of us is on media. Is from the media, and that perception that those minstrel shows that they see, and the perpetration or the image that they see of us is who they think we are. And then on top of that, in order to be close to in a better proximity to whiteness, I feel like they feel like pushing us against us, which is, what a lot of white supremacists feel like they don't like us, so they push against us. If they join the fight, a lot of people from other races feel like if they join the fight for that, then they'll be closer to, to proximity of whiteness and have more acceptance. I feel like I've seen a lot of other races, like the Asian bill. I'm not against it. What I'm saying is we've been talking about for how long about all the injustices that have been happening within our community, and nobody said nothing, but they said we're going to make Juneteenth federal, but we're going to pass a whole bill that protects one race. And that race, I'm not saying they've never had any problems, but I'm saying the amount of consistency we have with being targeted as far as socially, economically, and, just in life, it's different. It's a different experience that we've gone through, and it's frustrating. So I'm sorry, my little rant's over.
No, you good. I wasn't expecting that. She came out the motherfucking
right.
She came out the gate
when
like,
I seen that,
blah, blah, like she came
I
through.
just couldn't do it.
Ready, bro.
I seen Joe Biden. I was like, look, like people get mad at me when I say things. I'm like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I didn't. When everybody's like, oh, Kamala Harris, a black woman, I was like, let's see how close in proximity she feels she wants to be to whiteness to be able to make that determination on if she really has her back. I understand we love seeing our faces in these positions, but if those same faces aren't for us, it doesn't matter if they're in these positions. It doesn't benefit us.
That's an extremely
valid point. It doesn't benefit us at no point. Because if they're still in these positions, there's nothing happening for us.
I have a question for you guys.
Hey, Dallas, real quick. Before we move on to the next questions, because this conversation shifted a little bit, but I'm glad it shifted that way. I appreciate the passion, and I want to keep it going. But what I want to do first is recognize the individuals who are coming through on the stream. So let's see. We got Nate Fox coming through, dropping some content right here. Let's see what we got going on. First off, Nayron Monk said that grape drink. Here, nephew,
grape drink.
Here, nephew, drink
like,
this.
You mean grape juice? No, grape drink.
Drink this. Here, nephew, drink this.
Yeah, nephew, drink this.
Nate Fox is saying this is his first podcast he's ever recognized. So that's what's up. Or the first podcast he ever watched. So yeah, appreciate that, Nate Fox. I'm glad that you
shout out to the
decided to pop your podcast cherry with the M.O.B Podcast. I appreciate that. And then he says, I hate racism so much. I think we all kind of do. Well, everybody on this platform anyway does. And I appreciate that you feel the same. So yeah, go ahead, Dallas. Now that we've caught up with the comments, go. What was you about to ask?
I mean, I feel like it's difficult when certain people are put in certain situations, right? Because when you're the president, the problem with being the president of America is that like you're the president of everybody. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, and to put it like this, like I'm a firm believer that like I used to be a person where like, man, you know what? I'm not gonna I'm not going to celebrate certain little things because that's things I should be doing, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
like high school, I was like, man, I'm not celebrating graduating from high school. Man, I expected myself to graduate from high school. I want to go do great things. This ain't nothing. But then, an
Right.
OG had to put me on game and was like, celebrate your victories where you can get them.
Right.
And by no means are we I think some people kind of have it misconstrued that like, it's like, oh, we're grateful that like, you know, Juneteenth is a holiday. No, we're more grateful that like people are starting to like this is it opens the door to a conversation that
Yes.
where a lot of people like weren't open to and like didn't
Mm,
understand like the significance of because it's
okay.
like people always have that conversation. Well, why are people so upset about slavery? Why are so this? And like at the end of the day, the answer is there's a whole generation of people who are born impoverished and were didn't have what they was rightfully theirs and what their family rightfully worked for because it was stolen from them.
Mm-hmm.
You get
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So it's like you talk about people like in the quote unquote the ghetto, right? You talk about poor black families and black people that do all this. You think about the stereotype that they try and portray in certain situations, right? A lot of that wouldn't even be the case if they were able to get the inheritance from the people that had worked their whole lives to put these companies and other people and give them so that money that belonged to them, that land that belonged to them, all of a sudden is somebody else's land and somebody else's profit and somebody else's. You dig? So it's like, now people can sit down and start having this conversation. If
Mm-hmm.
you're willing to, make it a federal holiday, somebody somewhere has to be willing to listen to something. So it's like, you know,
Mm.
pick your
Right.
So that
W's
brings
where you
up
can get them.
that brings up an interesting point that I was gonna wait till later to bring up, but we're talking about it now, so why not? But a lot of people, I see mixed commentary on social medias, and when I
Mm-hmm.
speak with others about celebration and of the celebration of Juneteenth, and whether or not people should necessarily be content with the fact that it is now a federally recognized holiday. And the reason why is again things that you guys are bringing up. You're saying that should have already been a holiday, or why did it take so long for this to be a holiday? Those are usually the things that certain people bring up, and they say like, we're still taking baby steps. We're still taking baby steps. So, I mean, is it wrong to take baby steps? Do we not want to be making? Granted, I do believe that a lot of us want progress to be faster, but are the baby steps wrong, or do you think that the baby steps, like Indra brought up, is just a pacification, a way to appease the people for a time until something
Right. More
else
of a
comes?
symbolic win.
Yeah, more of a
Right.
yeah. So let me and Jake, I want to ask your opinion on this first. What do you think on that?
So it's actually interesting that you asked that because just yesterday I was talking to someone who was pretty much saying the same thing, and they were basically saying, "Well, why is this such a big deal? What is this gonna do? What is this gonna change? Like, it's not even like they were basically just downplaying, right?" And I was like, "What this now that is something federally recognized, right? Because we got 4th of July, we got Memorial Day, we have Thanksgiving and Christmas, we
Mm-hmm.
have all these, and it's because it's acknowledging right the milestones of our past, and this is an important day, right, because it's also a step in the right direction of right the bad part of America's past, because America likes to paint itself as we can do no wrong, but
The
me
victors.
personally, I believe that accountability and humility is important.
Mm-hmm.
And so by them saying, you know what, we were doing wrong, but we changed our ways, right? And now that the whole Emancipation Proclamation, like someone smart who said, yo, this is kind of fucked up what we're doing to people, said, all right, we can't own people anymore, right? That is something that should be recognized because, like Dallas said, that affected, I mean, it still affects entire generations today, right?
Mm.
It's like and it's not a mystery that we have intergenerational problems, right? Stemming just from that whole entire thing.
Right.
So it is, I kind of lost my train of thought.
No, you're good. You're good. Hey, so you're perfectly fine. I got another question I want to ask, and anybody can feel free to answer this. But if the issues that a lot of people who I'm not saying they oppose Juneteenth, but who aren't content with just the bill passing and everything, if the main issue is they don't think it's enough, right? Then what do you think would be a proper first step in the right direction? Not a baby step, not an appeasement, but what do you think would be a proper first step in the right direction? And anybody can answer this.
Having this the proper first step, I would say the pre-step, I would think, is to talk to the actual activists that are sitting out here and protesting. These are the people who are talking to the actual people who are saying that this is what we need. Actually sitting down and looking at the statistics on everything, that's how a lot of things go anyway. They look at the statistics, okay, make a generalized deduction on things, but at the same time, I feel like it's easier to pacify us. Say like the reparations. We can talk about reparations. People are like, okay, blase reparations, we want reparations. Okay, that's understandable. But do you think that how much money that they will owe us if every Black person, not one that's just born, if every Black person is able to get the 40 acres and a mule, do you know how much land that would take?
Oh, man.
We would own a lot of stuff in the United States. And there's choices that they make us like, are we going to break the bank to make them happy, or we're just going to pacify them with a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this.
Reparations really make everyone happy, though. I feel like that's
the thing. We have to think about that too.
Juneteenth.
I have no use for a mule.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I would say just get. I would say like literally, let's talk about like the ownership, land ownership, because that's a big thing. I mean, that's fine. Give us our land. If we can have our own community in which we can work with each other and build with each other to where we are not relying on the government to that point.
Land. Because back in the day,
I did the math.
Back in the day, 40 acres. I mean, there weren't that many Black people.
That's a small town.
40 acres. Now we're talking about, I think there's like roughly 50 million. I gotta look at the stats. I think there's roughly 50 million Black people. So if we were gonna give each Black person 40 acres, I mean, I don't think there's necessarily enough land for that right now. But what do you think is the proper?
You guys can have the Midwest.
Yeah, all of Texas will be good.
Yeah.
All of Texas will be good. Let us make it our own kind of. But I would think it's hard to even do that too, because there's a lot of pieces of land, parts of land that is inhabitable.
Right.
And you can't really turn that into that kind of thing. And then I would think like let's talk about situations like free schooling. Mm-hmm. Any debt that's been accumulated can be taken care of with the retroactive for people, because there's a lot of students who have so much debt and are not able to Black students who are not able to get that debt cleared. They're basically working to pay that off. They've done their time and now they're working to pay off that debt, and that's a frustrating thing to see. Being a Black person, we don't get that start, that leg up, even mm-hmm. with any loans, any kind of positions we have to be in. Me as a Black woman, I've been in the corporate, I've been in like just a basic office setting, and I'm now in construction, and I feel like it's frustrating because there's this stigma of you can't have emotions. Mm-hmm. You can't be, because being emotional shows that you're aggressive. Mm-hmm. Everything you do shows that you're aggressive. So if I get mad because somebody has legitimately wronged me and I state how I feel, whatever tone I'm saying it in, mm-hmm. they're going to obviously like, oh, angry woman around here. So I have to literally eat a lot of stuff. I literally be like, okay, so we're going to do this. Do you guys want me to come out and say what I want to say? But I would think like looking into other ways to give us a leg up. Small businesses, giving them better loans and better percentage rates on their loan, better loan structures, home ownership, land ownership, not just the home, but the land itself, offering that up, say, okay, well, let's just do this plot of land is going to be yours and it already has a house on it. Let's give you a good structured loan, because a lot of these loans are not set up for us. It's technically discriminating towards Black people when they see Black people, having that name on it, wherever your name is. And if it looks Black, oh, they're not gonna, even if the loan underwriter hasn't seen you, they're automatically going to think, oh, this is a Black person. Look, Laquanda is definitely a Black person, and setting up that loan structure. It's just a lot of stuff. I've literally just been. I'm the kind of person, like, people say, you're presenting a problem. What solution do you have for that problem? And I'm looking into a lot of solutions as far as that. It's a lot. It just depends. You can give people money. You can give us money, but that's not going to. It's like, what are we going to do with our money?
So then,
then that goes back to us.
To you, then, what is Dallas? You said, do we need reparations, and if so, what should we get? Is that what you said?
No, I said, would reparations really make people happy?
Oh, and they make us happy. Okay.
It'd really be no different than kind of like the situation. I think, me personally, if you were going to ask for a legitimate first step, the first step you should take care of would be like the prison reform and the rules around like sentencing when it comes to certain crimes and stuff like that. Right? Like, you're seeing a lot of people, getting charged specifically when it comes to like per se drugs. You talk about people who have addictions, people who have mental health problems.
Right.
You hear about injustices in sentencing, which causes like, a lot of problems.
You think that's gonna happen within this
Hey
presidency?
man, I mean,
I don't know.
it doesn't. I
Biden
don't know
and
if it
Kamala
will.
were both kind of Biden
all
and
I'm
Kamala were
saying
both
is,
kind of serious when it came to putting motherfuckers in prison.
I feel like all Black people really want is a fair shot.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like, that's really all
Same
it is.
story.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't expect anything except for like, if I'm speeding and this motherfucker's speeding, we get the same ticket and we get treated the exact same. I think that's all Black people really want. We don't want. Me personally, I don't want a bunch of white people to be like, oh, I'm sorry for what my ancestors did, and here's this and here's that. Would that be nice? Yeah. Would I be able to turn that into something great and immaculate? Yeah, but that's not what I'm expecting. All I'm expecting is a fair shot. If I go to the bank and apply for a loan, I want to be able to get the exact same loan that the other guy is going to want to get. We don't want special treatment. We don't want white people to give us anything. We want to be treated fairly, and that's really all it really comes down to. At least in my perspective, that's all it comes down to. Let's be treated fair. Let's all be, if this guy has the same amount of weed that I have and we both get sentenced and I get sentenced to 3 years in probation and this guy goes to a drug class and has to talk to a group of people and it's off his record, then obviously that's not fair. You get what I'm saying? So
it's funny how
they're
now saying
with Dallas we have, so basically Dallas is saying he wants a he thinks that the first step in the right direction would be proper prison reform, maybe a proper reconstruction of our judicial system and how we sentence individuals. Indra believes that we should have we need to find a way where people start off at the same level, right? Everybody should be treated the same, start off at the same level, and there's an obvious disparity, which is what Indra is saying. So Jake, what do you think?
In regards to
what do you think would be the proper?
Exactly?
What do you think would be the proper first step in the right direction, other than something like Juneteenth? What do you think would be a proper first step in the right direction?
Oh no, so I was confused because I thought never mind.
No, you're good.
I already believe that this is a step in the right direction because I think about it future wise. Right, these kids now growing up, going through school, they're going to be learning about Juneteenth, and they're going to be learning about the whys behind it. They're going to be learning about the reasoning behind it, right? And they're going to have more exposure and more education to, our actual history. And I mean, kids are pretty black and white. They're really just going to be like, oh, what the fuck? Like, somebody owned somebody? That's kind of shitty. Because these are things that are learned behaviors, you know, and
Yeah.
so I think it's a step in the right direction for the future. All right, because I think it only has positive externalities moving forward.
This is good. This is good. So we have people who I
The
I can
education
appreciate
system
that.
too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
The
you're good.
education system too. How people are taught, how children are taught in schools that are predominantly black. You can see the difference, and even if schools that are more, even as far as the integration of different various cultures,
Hmm.
it's when it comes to talking about these issues that have plagued. When we talk about American history, there's things that are part of American history that are not good. A lot of
Right.
American history has been built off of the messed up things that
Hmm.
they like to hide. And I think the recognition of that and actual study of that in elementary, when you start talking about American history
Hmm.
throughout the whole entire school, the person's school system, can give a better understanding. Because if we cannot look to our past and see where we went wrong, it will not help us to move forward. We're not, if we're like constantly dodging what we did in the past or what has happened in the past and not looking at the the negative part as well as the positive part, we're not going to be able to move past this. We could
Right.
talk about the Harlem Renaissance and all this stuff too, but we're not talking about like I said, Black Wall Street. We're not talking about how the insurance companies, they used to do with the people, the slave masters. They used to insure their slaves,
So you
and these
believe that
companies.
you believe that basically it should be a part of the curriculum, right?
Yes, yes,
In the
it should
same
be.
sense of uh when we have classes that revolve around American history and we have projects that revolve around things. I think a lot of people um learned more about like the Holocaust than it came to like actual like the
It
history of
didn't
like
happen
slavery or
here.
whatnot. So I think what you're saying is it just needs to be implemented from a young age so that people understand, so that we just have some accountability in that aspect. And I can agree with
Because
you to an extent, because
if
or
you
not to an extent, I agree with you wholeheartedly, because one thing that I want to say, so me and Jake, we had a Euro trip and we went to Germany. And when we went to Germany, we actually visited Dachau, which is the largest extermination camp when during the Holocaust. Uh, and
Hey,
they
that
were
was actually
very.
3 years ago to this day.
Oh, really?
Google reminded me. It was
3 years ago
actually
to this
this
day.
day.
That's
Yeah, this
crazy.
exact day, 3 years
But
ago.
that's. I mean, maybe I saw that. Maybe that's why I brought it up. I don't know. But point is, um, I think the one thing that me and Jake both agreed on, right, is that Germany was very transparent in the fact that they did some fucked up shit when it came to the Holocaust. Like they did not try to hide it. They made it like visibly known, and they were just like, yeah, we fucked up. This is what we did, and we don't condone that type of stuff anymore. You know, and
And now they have laws in place where if you have any sort of, Nazi sympathizing, propaganda, anything like that, that's automatic jail time,
so
automatic
people need to.
fines, all that stuff.
So
And
I think
so,
to what
but you
Indra was
can't really
saying.
hide that. That was,
Yeah, you really can't. But I mean, in all honesty,
yeah, that's something you can't
you
really
can't
hide.
really hide slavery either. You know.
you
So
Right.
can't.
I
It's
think
400,
Facts.
four-
Facts.
400 years of either physical slavery, economic slavery, or mental slavery that's been going on. Everything from religion that was taught at the beginning of slavery, to the way that they set it up to where we can't get any further than where they want us to get.
mm,
You have to be a good old boy, be a part of the good old boys club in order to get farther along. You have to tap dance for them and make them feel comfortable. And it's like, as a black person, we are uncomfortable every
mm,
day. Uncomfortable
mm,
driving in our car, uncomfortable walking into work. We always have to check how we are. We have to check our feelings, check who we are. We have to be what's it called, code switching. We have to do that a lot. They don't have to do that. They can be who they are. Now what irritates me is when I walk into those people who are like, hey girl, what's up? And I'm like, wait. And I look at them like, why would you think I talk like that? And they were like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, that's ignorance right there. Like, you guys haven't taken the time to understand our culture, and we've been here for over 400 years.
so
You know,
yeah, no,
Not
I
wrong.
agree, and you're not wrong at all when it comes to that. But I feel like today is a very significant day. And
Yeah, I kind of want to go back to these cocktails and food.
I'm
and
about to say,
tradition.
not saying I don't want to talk about the serious things.
Not gonna lie, I'm still on that food and shit.
I do want to talk about some of the serious aspects of it, but I don't necessarily want all the negativity to be the focus of today, just because today is in celebration of like our blackness, right? Celebration of our liberation and being free and all that stuff. So, we talked about some of the negative things that have been going on before Juneteenth and before, or that are still going on right now. But how about let's focus on some of the positive things that we're seeing, or some of the positive things that can come from, Juneteenth. So,
the magnificence of Black people is amazing. The resilience of Black people is amazing.
The resilience.
Do you want me to give you a list?
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, what's the best? Drop the list of why it's good.
Our
to be
creativeness, our creativeness, the way we can overcome things, the hard work we're willing to put in. I'm not saying it's an individual thing, I guess too, but at the same time, you see so many Black people come up with something, and then you see somebody else taking it and run with it, but you're like, wait, we've been doing this, and just having our own, but we not actually recognizing that. I wish we just recognized we've created so much. Internet, cell phones, the first successful
peanut butter,
the best thing in the world.
Yeah, right.
So many things. Yeah, so many things have actually been created by our hands, and that's been through all the stuff that was going on and still going on. Yeah, all the stuff that, the oppression that was going on. We still survived, and we still resilient.
Yo, what's
the Cupid Shuffle? Oh my God!
What are we? What is the dedicated line dance for Juneteenth? Anybody know?
Don't say the Cupid Shuffle, please.
It would probably have to be the electric slide.
The electric slide?
I deal with the electric slide.
It has to be the
oldest one.
Okay,
yeah. That or like a straight up Soul Train line. Like a straight up.
Yo, we need to do that. Yo, deadass. We need to have like. So when I said, remember when I said like Juneteenth traditions? We need to have.
Yeah.
We need to make a Juneteenth tradition where every Black household has to set up a Soul Train line.
A Soul Train line?
And niggas gotta dance down the line in the celebration of being free.
For miles?
Yo,
we're just going.
Yo, hey, listen, if you was in a community, have a community, have everybody be down the line, it could be like a parade type shit. But instead of floats, you just got niggas dancing down the line and shit, doing what they do. I'm just saying, there's so much.
We need to train line going.
There's so much things that we could do with Juneteenth. I feel like we need to start maybe we can start here. Maybe we can start at Black Sheep Collective. We can start like Juneteenth traditions, So
are we
definitely buy Black?
Are we putting ribs in the?
Yeah, we got gin and
juice. Are ribs part of the tradition?
Are ribs part of the tradition? Hell yeah.
Yeah,
listen,
man.
Why the fuck not?
Hey, on Juneteenth, you talking about food. Now we're talking about food. Listen, and I'm gonna offend a lot of you. I'm gonna offend a lot of niggas right now. Okay, but look at me. Let me bring this down so I can really get people to understand. All right, on Juneteenth, no fucking chitlins, no motherfucking pig's feet, no motherfucking chicken feet. Listen, on Juneteenth, you do not eat slave food. Plain and simple. I'm gonna offend niggas, and I know they don't like that shit. But on Juneteenth, I better not see nobody's kitchen be filled with motherfucking slave food. Cornbread's different. All right, cornbread hits. All right.
What do you mean?
That ain't cornbread ain't no motherfucking slave food. I'm talking about the scrappings, yo. No scrapping dishes.
What about like
no none of that?
Are you talking? Please tell me you fuck with the neck bones though.
Neck bones is tender.
Oxtails
is hit, and oxtails that's hit. No.
Cool.
Those are.
Cool.
I'm talking pig's feet,
right.
bro. I'm talking.
You're just talking talking pig feet,
intestines.
Yeah, okay.
Chitlins, yo.
Okay, yeah.
I'm talking that type of shit.
That is understandable.
That's literal scrappings, all right. Oxtail and all that stuff is good, but nah. Listen, if I walk in the kitchen on,
I can rock with you on that, bro.
And I see that shit, we gonna have a talk. I'm gonna sit you down.
I eat chitterlings. My stomach. Look, I can't. The first time somebody ever tried to make me eat chitlins, and I was just like, they're like, put some hot sauce on it. I taste a little piece. I was like, nope, I'm good. They're like, I was like, that's what was smelling like that. They were
I
like, yeah. I said,
refuse.
then I'm not putting that in my mouth. I
I
refuse.
refuse.
Yeah.
I've never had it. And I never will.
That's the devil.
I got too
That's
much.
the
I
devil.
got
I
too
don't
much
care what they
pride,
say.
yo. I got too much pride. And I'm not saying people who eat chitterlings don't have pride, but I mean, if you literally eating the booty hole of a pig, I'm sorry, you don't got no pride. That's just how I feel about it, yo.
Hey man,
That's just
Felice
how-
Johnson pays $5 to get that.
Motherfucking pig's feet, yo. My grandmother loves pig's feet. She'll make something called souse, yo. It's a West Indian dish.
Bruh,
Bro, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, bro.
Man.
Every time she makes that,
Yeah.
I be getting mad. Like it really bothers my soul, yo. Because I be thinking to
Man.
myself, like Nana, we are free, we are liberated. We
Man.
don't need to
My little
be
brother loves that
with this
shit.
mentality and keeping it like back in the day. I be getting real mad. I be wanting to like dump that shit out. Real talk though. You know, I don't do it.
Bro,
'cause
you know what?
pay for it, but
You
I'll
know
dump
what
that shit
food I
out, bro.
can't do? I can't do okra, bro.
Ugh, I
Okra.
can't do okra either.
Okra's
Too
hit or
I
slimy.
can't
miss.
do okra.
Okra's
If it's
good.
okra,
You gotta
if
fry it. I love
If
fried
it's
okra.
fried,
Mm.
if it's fried, I'll rock with it. But if I see green and no player,
Nah, it's too
no,
slimy. I'm a texture guy, and it's way too slimy for
I
me.
can't go. I
You
can't
gotta
go.
have it fried. If it's fried, it's good.
It's still
I mean,
slimy.
I like that anyway. I'm a vegetable
Yeah.
person. My mom went vegan for years, man. So I love my
I
vegetables.
don't know. And okra be having those little hairs on them.
Yeah, that's why you gotta cook them good.
Ugh.
I don't
Good.
know.
Make it
All I know
strong.
is that if the rib,
So
I'm
what's
in there,
the what's the perfect Juneteenth dish then?
perfect? Like the perfect
Black eyed
Man, I feel
peas
like-
and neck bone oxtails,
Mm.
fried chicken.
So let's just go to the
cornbread,
West Indian spot, yo. Go to your local West
Man.
Indian spot, and there you go.
curry
That's
goat,
it.
anything.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm coming with the baby back ribs. You gotta come with the ribs.
Mm-hmm.
You
Fall
I've
like
been
the
eating
bone
ribs
joints
so
too,
much.
right?
Yeah, you already know.
You gotta make.
gotta
I make
have
like
the
a
ribs.
garlic.
I feel like if you ain't got no mac and cheese at your cookout, I'm not coming.
Right.
Like I'm simply
Look,
not.
I gotta say I'm the number one baked mac and cheese maker, and I get called, invited. Look, my baked mac and cheese is creamy, it's sweet, and it's salty at the same time,
feel
and
like
you can literally like.
I feel like
Everybody
everybody
say
is the
that,
number
right?
one. I
Everybody
feel
say
like
that,
everybody.
right?
We gonna have to
When I
put you to the
make it,
test.
when I
Do you
make
put
it, everybody gets
Velveeta
mad.
in your mac and cheese though? Do you put Velveeta in your mac and cheese?
I use a
You
little
can
bit of
say
both.
yeah. You gotta put the Velveeta. That is
Nah.
I put a little bit of
staple.
both. I put look, but you have to mix it. Here's the thing:
You
it's
don't
the
gotta
type of
have a
milk that you
bunch,
use
but
too.
just a little bit. And see, she know what
Yes.
she's
Yo,
talking about.
hey
Yes.
Dallas.
And here's the thing: look, you have to. It's the type of milk you use. I use evaporated milk instead of regular milk because there's a difference in how creamy it's going to turn out if you use the evaporated milk. The regular milk's going to dry it out. Evaporated milk's going to make it stay creamy the entire time. Then I put a little condensed milk on top of it, make it sweet and salty. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I get forced to make it, and I try to get out of it, and I'm like, no, I lie. I'm like, I ain't got no money to buy no groceries for no. It's like $30 to buy groceries just for the mac and cheese. They're like, we'll buy it. Come toss the groceries. I'm like, man, don't never let me live.
Oh man, what's going on here?
No,
Listen,
y'all
never let me live.
everybody on my screen freezing up. Hold on, real quick.
Okay.
Everybody's
here.
frozen on the stream except for me. Doing my thing. Everybody else doing the mannequin challenge. Okay, hold on.
What?
Let's see if we can figure out what's going on real quick. Yeah.
Hey.
Everybody seems to. I see Indra moving. But Dallas and Jake are frozen on my screen.
Oh yeah.
It is
Does
what it
he-
is. You know what? Hold on.
Do
I might
y'all
have to.
eat spaghetti with y'all's fried fish? Does fried fish and spaghetti go together?
Fried fish and spaghetti.
Look, I'll eat fried fish and spaghetti every day if I could. Catfish,
Bruh.
fried catfish.
I don't like the way you're looking
Fried
at
fish
your
and
screen
spaghetti?
right now, bro.
He's like, what?
Yeah. Boy.
You know how man, you
Come
know how
on
black
now.
people don't. You know how black people consider spaghetti like a side dish. Y'all ain't never understood that. Black people be like, oh yeah, we got
Some
some
fried
spaghetti.
chicken and
What you got to go with it? We got chicken.
chicken.
fish. Oh,
Rolls. You got
You
rolls,
like-
you got some corn.
spaghetti is its own dish. Nah, bruh, that's a side dish, bruh.
I don't know
Okay.
why.
How
the two
much-
of you
That
guys-
look, my kids will look at me and be like, so all we have is spaghetti? I'm like, yeah. They were like, what else? And I'm like, get your out of here. I just made you a whole thing. I made all this meat in the spaghetti.
But desserts though, what desserts we bringing? Cause me personally,
Ooh.
I'm rocking with the peach cobbler. Me personally,
Peach
peach
cobbler?
cobbler,
I mean,
I like a
banana
sweet potato
pudding.
pie. Sweet potato pie.
yeah,
Ah,
I'm about the sweet potato pie.
that's sweet
Sweet
potato pie.
potato
I
pie.
mean,
That's
don't
like
get me wrong. I
that's
fucks
like
with
Christmas,
I fucks
Thanksgiving
with peach
round
cobbler
my
too, though.
That's anytime I can eat it. I'm like,
For
where's the
real.
sweet potato pie? Can we get some?
Hey
No, I don't need no
no
whipped
lie.
cream.
My homie's wife makes me a peach cobbler for my birthday every year. Bussin'. Shout out to
Ooh.
Miss Laisha.
Mm.
For real. Every year. Bussin'.
Have you guys ever
Bussin'.
had
God
hot water
damn.
cornbread?
Hot water cornbread. Man, my grandparents and parents are
Mm.
from the south.
Ooh.
We
When you get some hot water cornbread.
Man, everything growing up on holidays was not good for you. It was so fire.
But you
It was so
loved
fire.
it.
But looking back, man, you got salt and everything. Your cholesterol through the roof, bruh.
Huey
when you
said
were-
it the best.
Man,
Huey said it the best. He was like how you talked about soul food on that episode, the itis episode.
the
He was talking about
itis,
soul food.
bruh,
Yeah.
bruh.
I was like, yeah, he's right. And
Man,
then the Mexican guy who was a worker, he was like, he started giving out those facts, and he was like, "You know about that, Pedro?" He was like,
man.
"I took an African American studies class." And I
That's
was like,
not-
"Oh,
That's not to say all black people can cook now. Let's put that out there. There's some folks
big facts.
who could burn water,
Big
who could
facts.
burn
Mm.
water, but you know.
look, I made last
No.
night. I made this crab and shrimp. I made this crab and shrimp pasta and white sauce, and I put like spinach and some roasted tomatoes in there. I just went there. I was like, I just want to make something. Let me think. I've been thinking about doing it. And I was like, I got the stuff and I started making. I had like these big old shrimp in it and pieces of crab. Man, that stuff was so good. I couldn't even finish it. Like, you eat and it's so good, but you're so full, but you still want to eat and you go to bed mad because you can't finish.
Right.
That was me last night. I was like, I just want to eat three more
See, Mama
pieces.
didn't raise no quitter. As
Look.
soon as I say, "Oh, there's only so
Much
much
chocolate
left,"
left.
nah, fuck it, it's going.
See, I can't.
Going.
That's
That's
future
buffet
Jake's
scene.
problem.
Listen,
That's buffet
Jake.
scene. When I get in the buffet scene, when I'm in a
Your
buffet,
arteries.
that's when I go. I'm like,
Help
boom.
me. Your arteries are shrinking, but this is fire.
And we'll deal with you later.
Bro.
That's how it was.
Leftovers
It was
never
so
taste
good.
as good,
I was
so
like
you
kind of
can't,
surprised. I was
you
like,
know?
What game are y'all busting out that everybody gotta play? What game is the go-to?
Oh, that's
game?
dominoes. That's
oh yeah,
dominoes.
play bones.
Nah,
I'm not getting spades. I got cussed out
Listen,
after.
we need
I
to
can play bones.
we need to educate our brothers and sisters in the art of spades because I noticed that a
Man.
lot of y'all just aren't
Man.
there yet. And spades is better because spades is a team sport, and if you think about it, what's more fitting than the celebration and liberation of black people than bringing us together?
Just learning how to play partners
Yo,
in spades.
partners in spades, help a brother out, help
Yeah.
a sister out.
You know what?
Rule number one, and the most important rule: do not outdo your partner. If you're
Cutting them.
not
Cutting
not
them.
cut your partner. If your partner clearly has the hand won, do not play a card that will outdo your partner. This is not a battle between who's going the hardest. This is to make sure that we win the game. Do not cut me. Secondly, get your high spades out early. Get the spades done with early. Make all the people play all the spades, and then you go and you play the reds.
That's
after
wrong. That's wrong.
You
That is
sleep.
wrong.
You know what? I
I'm
like
gonna tell
to
you
play.
why.
You gotta-
I'm gonna tell you
Uh-oh.
why. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Hold on, let me finish.
No,
Let me finish. I'm gonna tell you why.
Get
this
your
nigga wrong
automatic
as
books
shit.
while you can get them.
This man wrong as shit. Listen, let me tell you something.
You
All right,
sleep.
let me tell you
You
something.
sleep.
Okay, a lot of motherfuckers. Don't get me wrong. Get your books when you get them, but you get your books when you get them in the sense of if you got an ace, if you got a king, if you got whatever, get them books early. All right. The reason why you don't want to sit here and unless you spades tight. And I mean like top heavy as fuck with the spades. Like you got the ace down to the jack and the 10 or whatever. Like if you top heavy as hell with your spades, then you can pull spades. But one, you're gonna be hurting your partner, all right? Because your partner only got so much spades too. So if you top heavy, you're gonna be taking books from him that he could possibly be getting with cuts. All right. So that's the first reason why you don't just go top heavy or you don't go crazy with the spades.
Yeah.
Two, what?
Y'all be getting
going
too much into the whole. This is
because it's a
too
strategy.
I mean,
Listen,
it's rules.
No,
it's
give
rules.
me some bones.
If you have,
I'm hit you with the
Bruh.
knick-knack paddywhack. Give me my motherfucking bone. Slam that shit on the
Okay.
table. Shit go flying.
Alright.
Nah, see, I can't
Nah,
get
bruh.
because even then,
With the
like, bro,
spades.
even if I'll cough at the table, just nigga, shut up.
And
No
here's-
talking at the
here's the
table.
thing.
Shut the hell
Here's-
up. Like,
Period.
and
here's
I'm
the
like,
thing.
bro, y'all too
Here's
much.
bones
Y'all
and-
too
Here's
much.
why-
It's
hold
fucking
why-
hold
cards.
on,
Like,
simmer down.
this
simmer
is not
down,
a big
y'all.
deal.
Simmer down.
man. Here's why Dak is wrong. Okay. At the
Bruh,
end of the
this how
day,
you know this nigga don't
at
play
the-
spades. But go ahead.
At the end of the day, if you sitting on an ace, king, queen, jack, not you yourself. If you have any of those cards, okay, if you have an ace or a king, I expect to see that shit out there fairly soon. All right.
Fuck
Secondly,
no.
nigga, you sleep, bro.
Fuck
Get
no.
all the spades gone.
You gonna hurt
I'm
your
getting
partner.
all the spades.
You
That's
hurting
not hurting
partner.
your. That's not hurting your partner if we're
Yo,
getting
if
all
you-
the books.
if-
Nigga, we're getting the books.
No, because if you're let's say this,
we got
hold on,
books.
Hold on.
At
Let's
the
say
end of
this.
the day, if we have more books than them, then guess what? After you throw out all of your spades,
I'ma let him
you
finish.
better not throw out nothing that you can win
I'ma let-
with. You
I'ma
better
let
be
him
throwing
finish.
out twos. Because you can obviously read your partner like, oh,
I'ma
if
let
I
him
throw out three spades in a row, you know, like, oh, okay, he's got it. Let him keep going. Let him keep going. Let him do his thing. And then eventually he'll be able to take over and be like, all right, now you got the team, Shaq and Kobe, you know what I'm saying? Finish the
I see
game
what
off.
he's doing. That's what I do. I'm
See?
like, one person gonna go and
See?
get all their stuff out.
See?
Other person gonna go get all
See?
their stuff out. And let's see what we're doing at the end of the day.
Dak, you come from
Yeah.
a cutthroat family, man. Maybe just people just don't like. Maybe just they don't
You ready?
understand.
You ready? I gave everybody the opportunity to speak. All right.
Nah, you
So
sleep, bro.
I gave everybody the opportunity to speak. So I'm gonna finish what I gotta say, and I'm gonna tell you why these niggas is wrong as fuck. Okay. One. All right. When it comes to spades, okay, it is when you're playing partners, it is a partner's game. All right. Meaning that your partner is counting for certain books. Now your partner may not necessarily have a lot of clubs, right? Let's say he got 2 clubs or 1 club or whatever. So he's relying on a spade to be a cut function. What happened? I see myself twice. Where'd you go, Indra? All right, cool. Now we're back.
Oh, sorry.
Now you're good. So, if your partner may only have a little bit of another suit, okay? Now, if we cut in spades, right? If we pull in spades early, now your partner has no ability to cut them other suits when it comes time for them to do so. So, for example, right? If I'm bringing spades out mad early, I'm pulling everybody's spades, and then my partner goes, okay, I got a club, right? So he throws out his club. He don't got no more clubs. What he gonna cut with when it comes next time around? Okay, dude may have a king or some shit like that. Places the king. You could have cut with your spade had your partner not fucked you over and pulled all your shit early. But now you can't cut. So now you only got, maybe you got a heart or something like that. But the point is that's an easy book that gets thrown away because you wasn't thinking about in the future. Now let me tell you how to play spades properly. Let me tell you how to play.
If your partner,
I gave you the ability.
If your partner bids
I
high,
gave you
nah,
ability.
nigga.
Nah, I give
Nah,
you. Listen,
nigga.
unless your partner.
If your partner bids 7, or if your partner bids something stupid and you fuck that up, then that's on you.
Listen. Listen. This is how you go from niggas who only get 7 to pulling a Boston. Now I'm gonna tell you how we run shit. Okay, this is the point. When you have your books, okay, you get out your uncertain things as soon as possible. Your possibilities, you try to pull those as soon as possible because those aren't guaranteed once some numbers start painting down, once some cards start waning down. So what you want to do is, for example, you got an ace and you got a ace of diamonds or some shit like that, or a king of diamonds right after the ace. You want to try to pull the ace and the king back to back, okay? Because those are 2 guaranteed books. As long as nobody is crazy spades heavy, and you'll know if they say something like, I got 10 books. If a nigga say he got 10 books, then y'all gonna lose that game. Ain't nothing you can do about that, all right? If a nigga say he got 10 books, and you know that's your partner,
bro.
And you
like,
yo, I got
I guess that is
the
the scenario I'm talking about. If you got the heat,
if you got 10 books,
you got the heat.
yes,
run it.
Pull as soon as possible.
Run
You
it.
got 10 books, pull as
Run
soon as
it.
possible. But a normal ass game where the cards are spread, what you don't want to do is you don't want to throw out spades as soon as possible because you're gonna be fucking your homies over. All right, I'm telling you. Listen.
Man.
I come from a
throwing
black
this
and
out.
Puerto Rican family. We play spades We play spades like that shit is
Damn.
life changing. Like that's
Damn.
like niggas is finna
Damn.
die over this shit. Spades and dominoes, but I've
Nah.
never been a big dominoes fan. But
Oh,
Oh
you
man,
guys
you got to
playing.
get into
Don't-
bones.
don't-
Bones
don't-
to break
yeah.
up friendships. Bones
You're
to break up
playing.
friendships. That's all I got to say.
Dominoes.
I'm bones.
All I'm saying is
We
go get
played-
your shovel. You're
Yeah,
gonna
we
be in the
played.
graveyard all
We-
damn
Look,
day.
we played teams. We played teams, and me and my teammate won 6 times back to back to back. And they got
Man.
so mad that one of my
I'm
they were
bad.
mad. They were like, "How are you? You are the 2 shortest people, and you keep
Man.
winning." And we was like, and they got mad when my dad's friends. He got mad and took the chair and one of the dominoes and walked away. I said,
I only play
the
1-on-1 in dominoes. I'm sorry. That's it. I only play
man.
1-on-1. I
It
can't
was
rely
good
on
at team.
I can't rely on everybody on the board to do what I need them to do.
Oh
Nah,
man,
that's
you get a
too
good
much.
teammate, it was nasty. But I play with old black men, and
Yup.
they don't let me live. They won't let me
man.
win for anything. And when I finally get a
Man.
win, I'll be so happy. I'm like,
Anybody who
I'm
knows
in the group now.
anybody who knows me, whether it's
No.
in the military or family, they know when it comes to spades, that don't play the nigga deck because I'll make you mad.
Nah, man.
Everybody who on my team, as long as you not reneging, we catching dubs all day. All right. As long as we not
Yeah,
reneging,
that's
and as
the
long as
ultimate.
motherfuckers ain't just underbidding their books, yo, I hate that shit so much. I hate underbidding.
Oh, man.
But we're not gonna get into that. But if you an underbidder nigga, you
I mean,
piece of
hey
shit.
man, since we here, if you scared, man, don't hop on the table.
Nah,
It's all about being smart.
gotta,
If you
They
scared,
always
don't
want you
hop
to
on the table.
play. They're like, "Hey, you play?" I'm like, "Look, if you
Hey,
want
look,
me to
man.
be messing up and if you're not gonna yell at me, I'll play. I'm not gonna
All
play
right.
if you go
That's
yell
a
at
very,
me."
see, that's a very big
So
thing
basically-
to ask for.
Yeah, see, and that's why I can't play spades. I'm like, look, I'm not getting yelled at no more. Last time I got yelled at, I felt like I was 2. I was like, I'm sorry. You're like, you keep
I just hit you with the
me.
stare. I just hit your stare like this nigga.
I was looking at say if they hit you with the
You keep cutting me. What's wrong with you? Get off the table. I'm sorry.
hey, if you see that head hit a 45-degree angle,
The anime.
Just-
Yo,
just
yeah,
know.
bro.
just know,
Yeah.
just know.
You fucked
This
up.
is this is the universal blackface for what are you doing?
What is you
And
doing?
I almost got my black car
What are
revoked.
you
They were like, we about to
doing?
revoke your black car. You about to get up out of here. We're going to have to see your car, ma'am. I was like, no. Please let me keep it.
Man, nah.
I'm going to learn. Now with spades, so they don't play
Man.
games. You can't sit at that table unless you know what you're doing.
Yo, so it sounds like Juneteenth is the official cookout day.
Bro,
It
it
That's
should
what this
be,
is starting
bro.
to sound
It
like.
should
It should
be.
be.
Juneteenth
I
is
love
the official cookout day.
Just know I'm posting pics later of the food.
Oh yeah, I'm going to a cookout.
Hey,
Soon
I'm
come.
going to cookout.
Soon come.
See, I'm in West
Just let
Virginia,
you know.
and there's not gonna be a lot of people celebrating Juneteenth here. So I'm gonna just
Oh,
order.
yeah.
I'm gonna
you
do the
might be
blackest.
having some
Virginia.
rioters. You might be having some
Man.
protesters.
I'm gonna do the blackest thing I can think of, and I'm just gonna order some lemon pepper wings. And
Lemon pepper
yeah,
wings.
I'm just gonna order some lemon pepper wings.
Oh, the wet one.
And watch
The
black
wet one.
exploitation movies all day.
Lemon pepper wet.
Yeah, lemon pepper wet.
Oh, okay.
Lemon
Hey,
pepper
man.
wet.
You know, one of these days we gonna get together, and I'm gonna make some proper lemon pepper wet for everybody, and then y'all motherfuckers' life gonna be changed. You're gonna be like, holy
Alright,
shit,
man,
what,
I'm
what
with
have
it.
I been doing?
I'm with it.
I've been eating this dry
All my
ass lemon
life.
pepper wings, and I could have
Dry
had
ass.
I could have been having this beautiful juicy wing.
Succulent.
Let's not say that word. No, I'm playing.
Succulent?
Succulent.
Succulent. Beautiful succulent.
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 Oh,
Look,
man.
Succulent.
you know you're a
plump,
booty when you start talking about
smooth,
words
juicy.
as if it's like the opposite sex or a partner, like a seductive partner. You be like, yeah, that rib was coming off the bone and it looks so succulent. And you be like,
Nah,
We're-
yeah.
That's how I be though. That's how
okay.
I know that. That's how you know that food hitting, yo. When that food,
Yeah.
When you looking at that food, like you want to do some things with it. When you like,
Like, we going to the bed, baby. We going to
you
the
know,
bed.
like, ooh,
We going to the
that's how you
bed.
know that
Just
that
don't
shit
even
hit.
worry about it. We sit in the
Let's
bed.
move this to the room.
Yeah.
look, I'll be like, yeah. I just can't wait to go home and get that good food. They were like, what? They were like, you always talk about food. I was like, yeah, because I like good food, not just all food.
So
I'm
I'm
bougie like that.
So we talk about all the Juneteenth do's. What are some Juneteenth don'ts? What are things that don't need to be happening on Juneteenth? And I already brought up one of them, being ignorant and fighting other black people. We're not doing that on Juneteenth.
Yeah, nigga moments.
No nigga
Nigga
moments.
moments. Let's not have no nigga moments, please. Let's
I
not
feel
do
like
this.
this is just a general thing. But if you see a black person specifically on Juneteenth and they give you the head nod, what's up? Give it back. Don't be that guy who just keep walking.
Show
You
love.
know,
For sure.
then
Can we
you
not? Can we for Juneteenth? Can we at least like smack a person, a white person
Nah.
who uses the N?
See?
No, who uses hold on, who uses the N word? Like, hey,
Nah.
hey,
Okay,
my
I was
nigga.
like,
She
hold
said she
on.
about to go through
What are
like
you
Bernie
doing?
Mac.
What are you doing?
I'm about to say, hold on now.
We can't keep talking to you guys about this. We keep talking to you guys about this because I get tired of hearing that. I hear that and I'm just like,
Indra had me
what
worried
if
for a
out
I
here.
second.
don't do
Indra had
this?
me worried for a
Indра's out
second.
here.
No,
I was
no,
like, hold
no,
on,
no.
Indra. I was like, hold
no,
on.
no. Let's smack a white person who says the N word. Like,
was
what's
like,
up, what's up, my nigga? And I get no. Oh no. Oh no, I'm not getting that violent. But when you say like I've seen it so much out here at least. Like all you hear is yeah my nigga, but I'm not using the ER. I'm like in any way that you're using it, it's still bad because you don't understand your culture created it to go against us. So when you're using it, it makes me cringe and it makes my butthole like go like that, and I want to go and get angry. So
booty tight.
Yeah,
yeah,
no booty tight N words. That's what she's saying. I don't want to hear no booty
that's
tight
what
N
I said.
words.
I don't want to hear it. Look, Becky. Look, Kevin.
Not
Look,
booty.
look, Karen. Can you give us a day
Well,
where you guys are not trying
I
to
think
be?
a lot of it depends. I'm not saying it depends. I think a lot of people I think a lot of white people who say that word aren't like if they say it they're only saying it to be racist. Like a majority of them. There's a very select few of people who are saying it just to like be like, oh, what is up, homie, or whatever. You know, I don't think it's that commonplace as
We
as
gotta.
people think. I think
We
they
still
just know
gotta
better.
stop that.
They just know better than that. You know, the majority of them
But
anyway.
that's my thing. Even that's what I'm saying. Even that, like, you would check your homeboy for something stupid, but you won't check your homeboy
This brings up a good
for
question.
using the N word.
This brings up a good question. Did any of y'all give any of y'all white homies the N word pass?
Nope.
Keep it.
We ain't getting those. I ain't got nothing to give. I ain't got nothing to give.
They know better.
I ain't got nothing to give.
You
I
know
pop you
what's
like your mama
funny?
do.
You know what's
And we
funny?
talking.
I always fuck with them. I'll be like, hey man, never thought about saying the N-word. Nah, bro. I'll be like, I'll be trying to bait him
You
like, hey
have.
man, it's cool, man. Nah.
It's
just a word. It's just a word.
I'm like,
Roasting
nah, man. They
So
be like,
Dallas,
nah,
you
be like,
don't?
hey, you invited. You invited.
All right, so
You
Dallas
invited.
don't.
Coax.
None of y'all don't.
Nah,
You
man.
can't be coaxing.
Hey, bro, it's funny because all my homies are that it makes them really uncomfortable. Like all the white friends I have, like even if they had a pass or you gave them a pass, they'd be like, "Nah, bro, nah, I'm good." But I'd be trying to egg them on, like, "Come on, man, just sing the song, sing it in the lyrics. We'll let you sing it in the song one time." Because I'd be like, "Oh, this is gonna be funny as shit. These niggas is gonna be feeling all weird," and then I'm gonna just be like, "What did you say? Oh, come on, man."
You
got
really trying to set people up.
And no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They know I be trying to set them up, so they be like, "Man, get out of here, dog."
You know what?
Yeah.
It just I just try not to. I try to explain to people like, okay, you guys don't but it's a word. I'm like, yeah, but this word was created by somebody else to make us feel like crap, and you guys use it more than you guys use. Well, you guys have hunky. I'm like, but you guys don't. We don't use hunky or cracker as much as you guys have used that word to go against us. So can you not please say that? And they were like, oh, I didn't know you get offended. And the reaction you get, you can tell how you want to go with the thing. I'm like, most times they were like, oh, I didn't know. At least don't say it around me because I don't feel good when you say that.
Question for y'all: have y'all ever seen a white person and be like, "Oh yeah, they fuck with black people. They got to."
Like,
yeah, I have a homeboy like that.
Yeah.
I have 3 homeboys like that.
You ever
We
see
grew
a
up
white
together.
dude and be like, "He got all"? I bet you he's the only white guy.
All his
Yeah.
baby mama's black. All his baby mama's
I
black.
can tell
And
that with a
look,
white woman.
I grew up with 3.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
That's a whole other subject.
I'm
That's a
gonna
whole
keep it
other
a buck.
subject. I don't
I'm
even
gonna
want
keep
to
it a
get.
buck. When I'm swiping on Tinder, I'd be swiping and I'd be like, oh yeah, she definitely gonna swipe right on me. She definitely gonna swipe right on me. Just keep it a band. I'd be like swipe,
Yep.
and you can tell like it's just certain characteristics, and I'm not gonna go in too much, but certain characteristics, I'd be like, yeah, she likes black dudes. She likes black dudes. She don't fuck with black dudes, and I can tell, and like I don't know what we would call this, some type of radar, but my shit is like 99% accurate, bro. I'm telling you. I can
That'd be
get
like,
You know
it.
what? I grew up with like
nurse.
I grew up with some guys that were like real hood white guys, and they were like red hair, pale as I don't know what, but
Hell no.
you could tell that they've hung out with black people so much. They literally grew up since little kids with black people, so their mannerism, but they still be like, we will never use that word. We know we white.
Yeah.
We ain't playing that game with y'all.
It's a certain haircut. If you look like you got your haircut by a black dude, then I'm just be like, all right.
Like, like his lineup is nice. That taper fade is looking good. He got even he did the
It's sad to
spray
say.
with him. He did the
It's sad to
spray.
say. Do y'all know who the professor is from N1? The white dude.
Oh,
Yeah, the white dude.
yeah.
Bruh, if you see the professor, if you look like the professor, you fuck with black people.
You got a burst fade on the sides and
If
shit.
you look like him, yeah. It's almost one of them things too. Like if you meet a white dude who's a hooper and loves to play basketball, oh yeah, he fucks with black people. For sure. Like, oh, you a hooper? Oh yeah, true. If you rock the buzz cut with the little fade, or you get the little comb over like the G-Eazy, if you dress and got the G-Eazy, boy, you know it. Yep, he fucks with black people. Yep.
If you see a white boy that wears nothing but J's and he won't fuck with me Yeezys, you be like,
man,
how many black people you been hanging
I
around?
might get some Yeezys.
if
Them
they
Yeezys
got
are ugly. I'm sorry.
if they got 24 inches or better on their
But you
rims,
know what they are, and you know
they
how much
fucking
money I got. That's all that matters.
Oh, so you
I'm
flexing.
Oh,
Okay.
you
He's trying to
flex.
flex.
Yo, I'm
That's
telling you,
all
yo,
that
listen,
is.
my man's went to
That's all that is.
my man's went to Florida, right? And he copped the shirt. You know what I'm saying? He said he about to cop him a grill. He about to cop him a chain. Go ahead and get you. Go ahead and get you the
starter
patty,
pack.
you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get your little
Starter
patty or some shit. You know, do what you
wait.
gotta do, homie. Jay gonna come out
can't
of
wait to
Florida
see
with
this.
the motherfucking freeform dreads and shit.
With the lock.
I was about to say
Come out talking about Wody and all this other shit. Yeah.
Hey, ever since I was a chick.
Yeah.
I lived there for 3 years, man.
Shout out to the homies in the FLA.
I loved the people that it just was like, look, Florida is Florida. There's a reason why, but you go to Florida, you can
with
go
Bro, I
come
got
back.
here
Fulio,
and I was
Kodak.
like,
hang out
why are
with
there
them
so
though.
many shirtless
Go
people?
hang out with them though.
I was like, why are they all shirtless?
Yeah.
It's too hot to wear clothes out there.
Boy, Florida is a muggy than a mug.
Mhm.
That shit is
Bro, I'm
crazy.
from Arizona. We don't go shirtless everywhere.
But Arizona,
It's hot
but
as
it's
fuck
dry
over
in
there.
Arizona
And
though.
like-
It's dry in Arizona.
But what does that matter?
That wet
Humidity
heat,
does
that wet
matter,
heat.
bro.
Nigga,
Humidity-
124 is
Bruh.
124.
No,
Humidity is humidity,
no,
though. I'm sorry.
I love
no.
that
A
wet
dry
heat.
heat and a
It
wet
weird.
heat is different, bro. And as
Bro,
a man
I'm
who's
telling you.
experienced
I'm not
both,
saying
it's
it's
just
not
different.
different.
It's
I'm
just
not
just
saying
different.
it's not different.
Give me a dry
Yeah,
heat
it's
any
wet.
day, bro. Because
All
let me
right.
tell you something.
Any
I've
day.
already lived in Florida before I came here. You know?
Well, you're accustomed.
Been all
Boy.
through the South. I've been all through the most humid parts in the world. I have been to the most humid areas in the world. I know
Hey, Jake,
humidity.
I got a personal
Dry
question,
heat
bro. I
hits
don't want
worse,
to get this wrong.
right? It does hit different, but it hits worse. What's up?
I'm gonna have to
Do
strongly
you-
disagree.
do
I'm gonna
you
have
ha-
to strongly
have to
disagree.
wear-
Niggas,
Do you have
feel
to
like
wear
you-
sunscreen too?
Of course he does.
Did I have to wear sunscreen?
He said, "Of course he does."
No, I did. Look, that's not me like making a light skin jab. Yo, I had to wear sunscreen when I was in Florida. The Florida heat, the Florida
real?
sun is crazy. Yeah, no, I got a sun. Listen,
Bro, I ain't
my
never-
ass got a sunburn right on my nose, and that shit felt terrible. And I was like, I don't understand how white people could do this on a regular. I was like, fuck that. Ever since I got that sunburn on my nose, I've been hitting. Yo, every time I go to them places, them sunny places, I always get like at least SPF 50. And if I walk around looking like I'm ashy as fuck, it is what it is. But I can't do it, bro.
It
I'm sorry.
is what it is.
I got a
I
little
put
gray
it on
tint.
cocoa butter.
I got a
It
little gray tint
is
to
what
my,
it
my
is.
shit with all the sunscreen, you know, and I'm cool with
I've
it
never been sunburned. Never,
because
I've
you
never
ain't been
been
to the right places,
sunburned.
homie. I'm telling you,
man. I'm
Mhm.
telling you, bro. In the Midwest, it gets hotter. It gets hotter than you think, and it gets
Listen.
colder. It gets way colder than you think.
Listen,
I'm telling
Is
you,
it
Yeah,
is
no
it kind of
thanks.
like desert, like
Mhm.
being it? Because I lived in San Bernardino,
Man,
which is technically kind of like
it's
a
just
desert,
dry.
and
Man, it's just
dry
like
and nasty.
it's flat. Just imagine flat land.
Mhm.
Just no, like there's no shade trees. Like, and when it gets hot, I mean, it's gotten up to like 115, 120. And
Yeah,
then
there's no
and
protection.
the heat index, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then it can get as cold during the winter to like negative 25. So like we just get like the absolute worst of like all the seasons, you know what I'm saying? So like, man, between there and a couple other places the closest I've ever gotten to feeling like the sun was messing me up is when I went to Colorado. And that's because I was like snowboarding in a mountain, you know what I'm saying? And that was a whole, it was cold as hell and hot as hell at the same time. I was all out for real, bro. I was all fucked up. I was like,
I
nah,
went there
okay.
one time and I got off the plane. I was like, okay, it's gonna be cold, and I expected the snow, but I didn't expect the heat. I was like, whoa, what's going on? It's sunny all day. There's no snow melting, and I'm sitting up here hot and cold. So should I put on long johns and a crop top? What's we doing today?
Man,
I don't know.
man.
All right, we
Bro,
got Dre.
you ever have
Hold
the-
on. We got Dre
Johns
Ballard
and
coming
crop
through
top.
asking, what are we on today? Dre Ballard is Pops. Pops, listen, we've been on some Juneteenth stuff. We kind of went a little heavy in the beginning on some of the different aspects of Juneteenth and, you know, Black history and et cetera, et cetera. But right now, I think the majority of us just want to be positive. So we're just on some bullshit. Keep it a buck, you know?
We celebrating being black.
We just
the
celebrating
best
blackness
being-
right now. That's it. Yeah, we celebrating blackness.
Dog, real talk.
All
as
different
soon as
shades.
I'm,
We got
I'm
the-
dead ass
All
about to
right.
go to the store. I'm
Since we
getting
got
gin
Pops,
and juice.
since Pops
I'm
is
getting
here.
fried chicken. All this
Pops,
shit happening.
We need you to confer, Pops. We need you to put the spade strategy out there.
So Pops don't play spades.
Oh,
I know that for a
God.
fact. He said I didn't care if I should be here. Pops, why shouldn't you be here? You may have some opinions on Juneteenth. Okay. And you know what? Listen, we haven't. It's been a quiet stream. We haven't necessarily had a lot of people come through.
Ready?
Don't get me wrong. We got some people coming through, but we don't necessarily got a lot of back and forth or whatever. But he said he about to be that guy. Yo, be that guy. We'll talk about it. Be that guy, and we'll talk about it. You know, this is a platform where you should feel safe. You know. And, you know, just because you're my pops, if you say something wild, you know, I might check you, but it is what it is. You know, it's still respect. It's still respect, you know, at the end of the day. But I doubt that. Me and my pops have the same mentality.
It
so whatever,
is what
whatever
He said,
he
this is
has,
my house now.
Nah,
This is my house. Roles
I've
reversed.
been waiting
Rolls
26 years for
I've
this
been waiting at the
I've been waiting so.
platform.
Nah,
Get the mute on them. Let them know.
nah. I know it ain't
Hey,
gonna be
man, I
that
don't
crazy.
appreciate
He probably
getting
just
rid of
got
my
some.
comment.
You know, in all honesty, you might bring up some things that we've already discussed. But I mean, by all means, we want to hear your opinion. We want to hear what you feel about.
I bet you your
Juneteenth.
dad. I bet you your dad buff as hell with a deep ass voice and scary as
I
shit.
don't know about deep ass voice, but he is definitely buff as hell. I'll tell you that.
He said you got Debo as a dad.
Yeah. Listen. Let me give everybody
It's my bike, fuck.
Let me give everybody a brief history of Pops. All right, Pops is. I don't want to give too much information. He might necessarily want me to do so, but I'm just gonna keep it as vague as possible. All right. Pops has served in multiple different branches of the military. Pops has been on multiple different deployments. Pops is the type of nigga who people look at Pops and they say, maybe let's go around that way. But he's a nice dude. He's a nice dude. But you know, he's tatted the fuck up. He got more tats than me. You know, I got my sleeve going on. He got everything tatted up. You know, he real like, how should I put this? He looks rough on the outside, but he's not that rough. But he is also
How tall?
he is also that type
tall
of
is
dude.
he?
Damn, he
who,
called you a soft ass French
listen,
fry. That's what he called
I'm
you.
not done. Pops.
That's
listen,
exactly what he said.
Pops owns everybody who wants to, you know, hey, little shameless plug, I don't care. Everybody go check out Zero Dark Defense, okay? Zero Dark Defense, where they teach you how to properly defend yourself. All right. They drop some concealed carry courses. You know, I got my concealed carry course from Zero Dark Defense, you know. But let's just say the Ballards of the world, these Ballards of the world, you know, we don't play no games, all right? And I'm just gonna leave it at that. We don't play no games. Motherfuckers stay strapped for a reason. All right. Other than that,
How tall is your dad, Dak?
he's like 2 inches shorter than me. He's 5'11", I think. Like he's like 5'11", 6 foot.
Yo,
something
you
like
should
that.
have lied. You should have been like, oh, he's like 6.
It don't matter. He
5,
looks 6 foot.
6?
He looks 6 foot. Dude walks around with boots only and tactical pants and shit.
He's like 265.
He's a big dude.
Does
yo.
your dad?
He's a big
Does
dude.
your dad tuck his shirts in?
It depends on what he's wearing.
Oh man,
Depends on what he's wearing. But a
I
lot
got
of times,
anyone
no,
who
because
tucks their shirt in
you gotta
daily
make
is
sure.
dangerous.
You gotta make sure. Nah, you know why? Because we don't necessarily keep our shirts tucked in because sometimes you gotta hide what you got. So it's concealed carry for a reason. Let's see. Oh, Andrew Russell, what's good, Andrew Russell? Pop said, "Why are we amped about here? Take this and shut up." All right. Pops, that's what we brought up earlier. Indra brought that up earlier.
Oh,
actually.
he said it was in spite.
And she brought up the same thing you're saying. She basically said that she feels as though this bill passing was an appeasement, some type of pacification, and that we shouldn't necessarily be content with that. And if you want to go through to the beginning of the stream, and we talked about that pretty extensively, in all honesty. But I don't want to necessarily go back to that just because that was a pretty deep and long conversation we had, and we're going on a hour 40-minute mark. So I want to keep things live, keep things legit. But real quick, we've been going on for an hour and 40 minutes. Anybody need to use
some collard greens?
I say, does anybody need to take a quick little break? We can take a quick little 5-minute break, use the restroom. All right. So Miss Indra needs a quick little 5-minute break. So all right, y'all, we gonna come back. We gonna take a quick little 5-minute break, and we'll be back. So sorry about that, y'all, but I'm gonna go ahead and play some music for everybody. Everybody, come back in 5 minutes. Come back in 5 minutes.
Hey, can I show you guys something? I know it's not. Go ahead. Well,
They say when you come from a small town.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? All right, so we're back. We are back.
I feel refreshed.
I feel refreshed. You know, people had to put on a powder, right, Jake? And everything was make sure everything
I
was
always
good.
look good, you know.
You know,
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I can respect that. I can respect that. So go ahead, Miss Indra. What would you like to bring up?
I wanted to show you guys something.
Okay.
And
We're about to show the drop. Oh, the Drizzy drop. Yo,
Hey.
everybody
Oh.
Hey. Yo, look at that. Everybody, for those of you who don't know, Miss Indra is the CEO and head boss lady in charge of GERD Clothing. And this is her one of her newest drops, the GERD varsity sweater or varsity jacket, my bad. It's like a Letterman jacket. It's fire, yo. It's got that toxic green with that royal purple, looking venomous. You know what I'm saying? Look at that, straight retro.
And I got I was trying to hold on, give me a second. Let me grab something.
Oh, you good? Yeah, them purple. Everybody have a good pee. Yes, Andrew. Everybody had a great pee. And the purple sleeve.
I know I did.
What's that?
Hoodie. This is one of the hoodies. I
Okay.
got the other one over here. Let me grab it. Sorry, I haven't rearranged my room for this.
Hey, listen, y'all. If y'all not copping the GERD drip, then what is you on? All right, let's keep it a band, bro. You know what?
Look,
you know what? Hey, I'm gonna be right
excited
back.
for this stuff to drop.
I'm gonna be right back. Hold on. Let me zoom into my there we go. I'm gonna zoom into my chair. I'm gonna be right back. Y'all don't leave me, but y'all go ahead and talk. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm so excited, man. I finally got the samples in from the jacket. Now the sleeves are gonna be different. They're gonna be the lime green on it, but I got those samples just to see. I wanted to see the change, how it would look, and I like that. I love that, and I can't wait to see the green sleeve, the sleeve with the green on it, green wording, and he's got my shirt.
If you not
Hey.
listen. If y'all not copping the GERD drip, let me stand up, bro. Look at that. That's the Killmonger fit, bro.
Killmonger.
Hold on, I wish I could see it. Let me zoom in a little closer. This the Killmonger. If y'all not copping the GERD drip, what y'all doing? Come on.
Killmonger.
We support black business here.
I love the jacket. Like when I got the jackets in, the first thing was like I was like, okay. They sent me the pictures. I was like, okay, let's see. And as soon as I showed like my brother, who's the VP, everybody around me, everything. My brother was like, so my birthday's in like July 3rd. So I was like, no, look. And we got, I got one more thing too. Ooh, where are they? Here they are. No, here they are. We got another thing coming, but we got black and white.
Oh, the slides, bro. The slides. I need me a new pair of slides anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got black and white.
Yes, you do.
We got multiple
Yes, you
sizes
do.
and stuff. So we've been working. I'm telling you, like I got some more stuff. I was so excited when I seen the jackets. I was like,
Andrew said Andrew said that shirt is dope. He gotta cop me something. Listen, Andrew, if you use the code Black Sheep 2021, you get 10% off of any purchase from the GERD Clothing store. So why don't you go ahead, cop something from Miss Indra, show her some love, and I'm pretty sure.
And we have a
save
sale.
some
We
money.
have a sale going on right now. We're trying to get our rest of our other stock on out of here. So I already posted on Instagram and Twitter, our Twitter accounts about our sale going on. So it's up to like 10% off of $45 and up, 15% off $100 and up, 20% off $150 and up, and 25 off of $200 and up. So I try to make it to where, so look.
The more you spend, the more you save.
Listen, the more you spend, the more you save. And listen, I don't be just advocating for anybody, all right? Yo, a lot of people be sending out some shit. They say, you know, I got this, I got that, and it just be some like low quality bullshit. Let's keep it a buck, right? We know how people are sometimes, but with this GERD drip, with this GERD clothing, not only is it super form fitting, I mean, look, it's making the muscles pop out. You know what I'm saying? It's making me look good in the shirt. You know what I'm saying? It's very form fitting and it's cold as fuck, yo. I've been trying to get some. I'm gonna send you some pro moments, Indra, because I've been trying to recreate this drip, and this drip on here is gonna get recreated, and I'm gonna send you some pictures and whatnot. We're gonna get shit popping. All right, I'm telling you, we're gonna get some shit popping. And she just followed y'all. She just followed you on Instagram. So appreciate you, Andrew. Appreciate you coming through.
Yes, thank you. I
Following
just
on
seen
Instagram.
it.
But real quick,
And we got some.
oh, go ahead and finish what you were saying, Miss Indra.
Oh yeah, I literally like got a couple artists that I've been working with, and like the GERD Squad collection is gonna be dropping along with the GERD University, which is the Lettermans and some shirts and stuff, and more of the GERD, regular GERD is gonna be dropping. So all this stuff is gonna be dropping at one time, and I got a bunch of stuff like it's about to be.
I'm waiting for her new drops to come through because y'all gonna see me on this stream looking real goonish. I'm telling you.
I'm ready. I was like, look, we got hats, we got this, we got
Jake
that.
gotta get it too, cause you in Florida, so you already know what I'm talking about. You gonna have to cop certain things. But we don't. I don't want to spoil nothing, so we ain't gonna talk about.
Hey,
it.
I'll take a GERD grill. I'll take a GERD grill.
But real quick, y'all. So I see that Pops said something, and I'm gonna read it real quick. Dre Ballard said so. There are so many real issues that need to be promoted and passed via legislative actions, and here they go with a federal holiday. Is that going to change the disparity of sentences people of color are serving in respect to the amount of time non-people of color get? No. So to me, being so amped about a holiday is just people settling. And Pops, everything you said, we have agreed upon and we have spoke on earlier. But to just bring it back around, I think a lot of us, what we were saying is that people don't necessarily need to be settling with just this. Now, Jake brought up a good point. Jake said that this is a good step. Any step towards progress is a beneficial step in general, right? But I think we all agreed that, and especially Miss Indra and Dallas, they brought up the points of, like you said, we need to start focusing, like a true first step would be reforming the judicial system. A true first step would be making sure that we are passing bills and legislation that actually counter certain things like the hate crime situation, and the police brutality situation. So we definitely spoke on that. And if you guys want to get on it more, please by all means hit us up in the comments. I'm reading your comments as they come through. So just keep doing, what it is. And Pop said he respectfully disagrees. This isn't a step forward. It's a step sideways. So, Jake, you want to counter Pops real quick in regards to why you believe that this is a step forward?
Right. So I guess I kind of get what he means when he says a step sideways, because it's neither forward nor back. You're more or less in the same position.
Mm-hmm.
But granted, a step sideways is still change, right? And this change was still a good change because, like I was saying earlier, this is a federally noticed holiday, a day that people will get off. And when these things happen, right, the biggest thing right now is going to be education. The biggest thing right now is people are going to say, oh, we got this new holiday. Why do we have this new holiday? And so now when kids going through school, they're going to be growing up, right? Generations to come, right? And obviously it's going to be taught in class. And, they're going to go over, your kids are probably going to come home with little Juneteenth hand-drawns and shit, like there's going to be all that little whatever. But the more that we can tell future generations, right, how we avoid repeating ourselves wrongly, right, the more we can progress. So that's really.
So basically, Pops, he's saying
that's how I see it.
He's saying that while you feel it's a step sideways, he feels like it's a baby step forward, and he's not necessarily saying that this step is enough, but he's just saying it is a baby step in the right direction. I guess there's some validity in that. But he also asked
Go ahead.
Real quick, yeah. He said, how does this help us though? They're giving us a holiday, but fighting the crap over CRT and the 1619 project. So, Pops, why don't you?
And that's.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I think the whole thing about it is that them taking that baby step is the fear that them taking that baby step, thinking that is enough because we're so jubilant about it, and like, oh yeah, they're happy. We don't got to do nothing else, and that's the frustration because I've seen it happen before that we get so happy about this little baby step that they think that they don't have to continue with the process because this is a process. It's unlearning, it's relearning, it's understanding. It's a lot that goes into this process, and just saying we're going to do this one thing and you guys are so happy, that's good. You're satisfied, let's move on to what we want to do.
And we all agree on that Jake too, Pops, we all agree that like while it is just a baby step, that people don't need to like settle with this in regards to being satisfied, contentment, right? We're all like,
it was just like Chauvin when we talked about all those weeks ago. It's like a step in the right direction. Like, what's his name? Who just got arrested all those weeks ago for Floyd.
Derek Chauvin.
They just had Chauvin. They just had his little hearing. Like, what does it change? Right. This wasn't this whole fucking crazy thing, but it's still a step in the right direction.
That's some validity to that. There is some validity to that, and I don't disagree with that. But you're right. I think that what people should do is say, hey, this is cool, but this definitely ain't enough. And just keep making sure that you guys are focusing, being vocal about pushing certain bills like the George Floyd Police Act of 2021. They're still trying to get that pushed and ratified and everything. There's and I should have brought this or did some research on this before I started. But there's a bill floating around right now in the case of Ahmaud Arbery, where they're trying to change. I'll do some research and I'll let you guys know. But basically, it's a step towards making certain actions hate crimes. And those things like that need to be pushed as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some research, and I'll make sure to drop it. I'll make sure to go drop it. In the comment section or in something, you'll see it. But Pop says a step in the right direction would be a hate crime bill for us that we've been fighting for hundreds of years. The Chauvin situation is another example of appeasement. Well, at this point, it is.
But it's still a step.
I mean, I don't think people are necessarily. I don't think anybody's necessarily arguing that this isn't appeasement, and they're not necessarily arguing that there's more definitely needs to be done. I just think that at this point we're basically just saying, one of you saying, hey, we need to take bigger steps, and one of you guys is saying, we're taking baby steps.
At least we're taking steps.
At least we're taking baby steps.
Better than what we were doing.
I think the biggest thing that kind of is gonna, like, as far as this conversation starter goes, they're gonna be little kids who ask their parents, "What is Juneteenth? Why do we celebrate this? Right. What is Juneteenth? Oh, this was the day that slavery was officially ended. Slavery. What was slavery?
Yeah, what's slavery?
And at least it's just an eventual rabbit hole. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. It's those conversations
because they don't teach it in school. They're not gonna. They probably might not ever teach the whole curriculum of slavery in school because
it makes them look bad.
It makes everything look terrible. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
and this country has been based on a facade that we are the strongest, and that's we need to break down the facade and literally restructure this and actually sit down and talk and actually have these real conversations that make if you're uncomfortable, you need to still sit in it and have this conversation and be able to communicate back and forth with this whole thing. And the thing is, I really like to tell a lot of white people, like, it's not about making you feel guilty for what your ancestors have done. It's about acknowledging that this is still a structural thing that's continued on. Yeah, accountability for your part that you've taken, and having an understanding that yes, there is a hierarchy or a privilege that is given to me because of the skin that I have, and that goes across the board, and we have to acknowledge that and say, okay, well, what am I going to do? They have to say, what am I going to do to jump into this fight and say, I reject that. I think we need to be equal. I think there needs to be an equal playing field for everybody. And doing that means, it's a sacrifice. That would be a sacrifice of their privilege. And that's a decision that every person will have to make. It's like, every person that is not of color is going to have to make that decision on whether they're willing to sacrifice their privilege in order to have the real equality that this country and have backbone that this country is saying that they are and have or need. This is not going to stop. All this, it's always it's a cycle. How we as a community have dealt with it is different each time. When there were slaves, the slaves would, we had the abolitionists and the Underground Railroad going on. Then we had this in the 50s, 60s, 70s, we had the peaceful protest versus, the rioting and stuff like that. Now we're just, it's, I tell people we can't sit here and say we shall overcome every day and sing Negro spirituals and think that there's going to be a change. We've done this before. There has not been a change. I'm not saying go and bust things up and tear up the world because you're angry. I'm saying we have to be smart in how we move and how we put the people we put in office, the businesses that we support, because it's about consumerism. All of this ends up being capitalism of how things are functioning. It's all for money, basically.
Okay. So
I have a question, and this may seem a little bit. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Ask your question, and then I'll.
All right, and this question may seem a little bit controversial, and I want, if everyone who's watching, I want you guys to chime into this also. Is it more important for us to have this conversation with white people about, the laws and justice and being fair, or is it more important for us to do a better job of uplifting and supporting us as well? You get what I'm saying?
So you're saying that should we?
Or, like when it comes to like black owned businesses and black owned like stores and stuff like that stuff should be overflowing with black business all the time. You know what I mean? Because people are always buying food, people are always buying restaurants. I mean, it's sad, and it kind of seems like the devil's advocate to this, right? But it's like you see people where you have a black owned business, you're like, oh man, that's expensive. If you go and buy Gucci, Louis, Jordans, anything else, you should never fix your lips and look at another black person and say their clothing is too expensive. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna go and buy that expensive gear anyway. You know what I mean? So it's like, should we do because if it's like if we are doing this within our own community and we come to white people and say, look, this is what we can show you, that this is an example of what can be had if XYZ is done and XYZ is done, blah, 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 right? Because what they're going to say is, oh, well, look at Chicago, oh, look at the crime-ridden cities, they're not quote unquote doing anything to, look at the people in LA, they're, any gang member XYZ, you know what I mean? So it's like, should we stop relying so much on wanting white people to make everything better for us and then just start kind of like pulling our own selves up by our bootstraps and doing our own thing?
So to keep it a buck, since you're asking the question, I think we need to stop expecting other people to give us what we want, if that makes sense, right? And in the sense of what you're talking about, I think you were trying to basically say some things about like personal accountability. I do think that us as black people, we need to start being more personally accountable when it comes to certain issues, certain talks, right? You brought up a good point about consumerism, and I agree 100%. A lot of us will frown upon someone, a black person who wants to sell something and they're selling it for $50, $60 because they're trying to make sure that their overhead isn't crazy and they're trying to make some type of profit on the things that they're making. They're buying the materials. They're the ones putting it in the cost up front. But, we don't necessarily frown upon people like Gucci and Louis who are selling a shirt that has a symbol on it and it's like $200, So I agree 100% when it comes to that. And in the sense of always expecting others to, the only people who I think need to actually, they need to focus and they need to adhere to what we say and we want them to change are the politicians. That's it. As far as everybody else goes, it is what it is. I mean, people can feel how they want to feel about it, but the actual politicians are the ones that we need to like, until we get what we want or what we feel is fair. They're the ones who should be constantly badgered and pushed and prodded so that they're making an effort into change. That's how I feel about it.
That's true. Jake, how about you, man? What do you think?
No, I wholeheartedly agree with what DK just said. Wholeheartedly agree. because it's one of those things where we know what's wrong, but at the same time, we partly did it to ourselves. And when I say ourselves, I mean everybody, right? Not even just talking minorities or certain communities or whatever, because at the end of the day, we have elections. And if these people are elected to be put in these positions, then it's still partly our fault for not stepping up and electing the people that we believe should be in these leadership positions. So it's kind of like the finger can get pointed both ways, you know. You know, at one point, if you're a politician, I expect you to do A, B, and C because you know you represent, believe in X, Y, Z. Then yeah, that's what you should do. But you can't get mad at someone who was elected by people to be in a certain, you know, whatever, right? And that's a whole different conversation because that can go down into different mini avenues. But we do need to hold people in leadership accountable for the choices they are making because that is what is affecting entire communities, entire neighborhoods, entire states, entire countries, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So I agree with what he said.
Miss Indra, bring us all home. What you thinking?
Catch 22. It's like a double-edged sword. Yes, I think within our community we have a lot of things we need to sit down and have these conversations about. Everything from colorism to how we run our businesses, how we support each other, and everything else. So that is definitely a conversation that needs to be had. And I've seen so many people on IG starting to have these conversations, and it's really good to see. And I think people need to just not just be able to sit there and listen sometimes and not, you know, get defensive about everything that's been said. Second part to that is being that it's a double-edged sword is because yes, we can do all these things, but history has shown us that even when we do all these things, if white supremacy is still active and going strong, they will try to find ways to bring that down, i.e. Black Wall Street. That was a community that ran off of their own businesses within their own things, and the people who bombed them were the government, and there's no real explanation for that, you know. On top of the fact that they had a whole other city coming to their city and lynching their people, and they had to sit there and deal with it. Like every Wednesday, they would come to the city and lynch a Black person in their city. So the thing is yes, there's structural. There's things that we need to talk about, definitely, because we can't be a stronghold as a collective if we're separately having these little arguments that are ridiculous. Like I sit there, I'm like, I tell everybody, I'm not gonna go into anybody else's lane. Any other designer or brand owner, I'm not gonna go into their lane. That's their lane. I have my own lane, and I try to stick to it, and we go for the same thing. But yeah, it's a double-edged sword. There's two problems to attack, and we have to think about how we got into this crap in a barrel mentality to where we're fighting each other and trying to get the top spot. And why is it that, you know? And that goes back to the whole the beginning, which is the beginning of slavery, where our ancestors were brought over here and were made basically to be like commodities, you know. Are you the best commodity? I'm going to buy you. You know, it's kind of like having like 4 different brands. You know, what brand do you going to get best? So there's a lot that goes into that. It's such a complex thing, but I think the breaking down of it and starting from the beginning, let's address this and that and that. While these conversations are happening here, these conversations within our community need to be happening as well. And we need to not run away from it anymore.
For sure. I think that was
so
all great
to celebrate.
Points.
I think. Oh, so I haven't eaten yet, so I've just been thinking about food. I'm just like to celebrate. I'm about to, as soon as I get off,
y'all. So
get my gin and juice, get my fried chicken, get my collard green.
We are at our 2 hour and 10-minute mark. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up today's episode because, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, it's Juneteenth. We need to be celebrating the holiday, not just talking about the shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I got one last question that I'm gonna ask everybody, and then we're gonna go ahead and just peace out for the day. So, with that being said, we talked about it earlier, but Jake, what you finna eat, man? Celebrate Juneteenth.
Man, I don't even know yet. I got a feeling there's this joint, there's this local joint down the street. It's called Lloyd Have Mercy. And you look at their whole menu and you
sound like
don't
some
know
soul
what
food.
to get
Soul
because
food,
I might
man.
just buy the whole
Oh
goddamn
man.
All right,
Dog,
cool.
I'm
Dallas,
about
what
to buy
about
the
you,
whole
man?
goddamn menu.
What you about to get?
I'm about to
Man.
get the whole fucking thing.
I'm either between that young catfish, that fried catfish, or I'm trying to throw some ribs on. I'm gonna keep it a band. One of the,
Hey.
either one of the two. One of the two. You know what I'm saying? So,
All right. I
all of
say he
that.
about
All
to
of
have
that.
them falling off the bone joints. Okay.
More.
So Miss Indra, what you about to
Oh Lord.
to eat to
Well, I'm
celebrate
supposed to be going
Juneteenth?
to I'm supposed to be going to a barbecue, and so I don't know what's happening there. And
Mm-hmm.
if it doesn't work out, I'm definitely going to go to this place. It's a black-owned business called Blue Note,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Southern food. So I'm about to go there and get like a whole catfish plate with some sweet potato fries and everything. So I'm ready.
Hey. All right. And
You know.
as far as me, during our break, I already went and ordered some lemon pepper wings, so them motherfuckers should be coming soon. Soon,
Say what?
they should be coming through
Not the
soon for
lemon
the
pepper
DoorDash.
wet.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm gonna do it. But hey, man, listen, look, I want to thank everybody who decided to stick around, and watch the whole show. You know, we had some technical difficulties. We're still young, we're still trying to figure out what's going on. But at the end of the day, you know, I appreciate you sticking through it with us and keeping the podcast as engaging as possible. And you know. At the end of the day, sometimes we agree to disagree on certain things, but these are conversations that need to be had, and these are talks that need to be heard, right? So make sure you guys are following us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, every social media platform. You pretty much got it. Twitter, and it's all at Black Sheep Collective. Or actually, on Twitter, it's BSC Black Sheep. But you know, check out our profile here, and you'll see where all our social medias are. Make sure you guys are following Miss Indra, all right? All her social medias are GERD Clothing. That's GERD. It's in the reverse here, but it's GERD Clothing, all right?
Totally.
And she got the fresh drip. So if you really about that blurred nerd geek life, and you really trying to be saucy and shit, then make sure you copping the drip. Support black business. We support black business here. But that's it for today's episode, y'all. Again, we appreciate you guys coming through and showing some love, and have a good Jubilee Day. Have a good Juneteenth. All right, so have a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Peace.